online at www.ktcbroadcasting.com.
It's tax time. It's time to see Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. Buy here, pay here at Carfair Auto Sales. See what $2,000 down will get you. A 2018 Kia Sorento or a 2018 Dodge Journey, or how about a 2018 Kia Optima or a 2020 Chrysler Pacifica or a 2016 Dodge Journey. Buy here, pay here at Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. Online at carfairinc.com.
Get some red-hot deals on some great new rods at the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. Come see the new stock, including the new Abu Garcia Veritas rods, including the new Veritas LTD rod, also the Pulse and Level rod, and the new Catch the Fever Striper rod. See the new 5-inch Max Drift lures for only $14.99. And turkey season is just around the corner. Get your turkey supplies, including new turkey decoys just in. The Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's, online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. There's still a little cold weather left, and today's Pro in Shelby is ready. Take a look at the Monessen and Empire inserts. They'll help keep your home warm and cozy. Today's Pro can do new installs or repair your current insert. And they have vent-free, freestanding stoves. And they can refill your propane tank too. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com. Like them on Facebook too. Never before has the price been better than right now on a new Chevy Silverado truck from Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby. Now you can start the new year off with a new Chevy Silverado for up to 20% off. That's right, 20% off. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? See the selection at Marburger Chevrolet. Pre-owned vehicles starting at $79.90. For complete details, visit the website at marburgerchevy.net or drop on by. They're located at 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. That's Marburger Chevrolet. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
There's no background music or sound effects in this commercial as to draw your attention. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance has a long tradition of meeting the insurance needs of its customers. Maxwell B. Hamrick continues offering you the best policy possible by insurers that are proven and trusted. Make sure to ask about the companies they work with when you talk with one of their certified agents. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance, 116 North Main Street, Boiling Springs, 1719 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, and mbhamrick.ins.com.
Kevin Hastings, Chip Carter, Tom Zinfani, and Terry Reinhardt, JP, and our intern Brooke is also here.
Morning, Brooke.
Well, JP didn't hit your mic.
for you to talk.
You're muting her already, man. Come on.
No. I just hadn't hit her yet.
Do you not?
You haven't hit her yet.
JP,
No
I haven't
hitting
turned
women,
her
JP,
on yet
JP,
on
do
the
you
mic
not know this is an equal opportunity workplace? You can't silence the women in the studio.
I
You
didn't
have to
silence the
turn
woman. I
their
just had-
microphone on. JP.
Turn it on and see if it works,
I
JP.
did. I did.
You did? Can we hear her? Hey, Brooke, how are you? No.
We still cannot hear
JP
you.
didn't turn-
She's not talking into the mic.
No.
Nope.
Still can't hear you.
Turn it up, JP,
JP,
and turn
come
it
on, help her out.
Can you? Okay, there
Very
it is.
low. I'm hearing now.
All three.
Okay.
It sounded like Stuart Little in
We
there.
did not. We do not silence the women at KTC Broadcasting. They have a voice.
We also don't hit them.
Hello. Yes, JP. Well, good morning. Happy birthday to JP this week.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's the 12th anniversary of his 21st birthday. Congratulations, Batman. What you eating for breakfast in there?
I've got a egg and cheese biscuit with a round egg.
Egg and cheese biscuit with a round
You better watch out. Somebody might stab you for that egg, dude.
What does it
might
matter
stab
what
you for
shape
that
the egg is?
Thank you.
For me,
Was you thinking the same thing?
For me
Yes.
it does. I don't know.
You can order the shape of an egg.
Yes.
You're
So
the
I-
only person I know that will tell somebody it's a round egg.
JP, if I was working at McDonald's and you said a round egg, I'd
does that-
punch you in the face.
Do you say that when you order that?
Does that mean it's
You would be punched.
Does
in
that
the
mean it's a
face.
sphere?
Is that what you ask for when you go in there? I need a round egg.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's a sphere? Like the egg itself?
How would that go over in West Lincoln, Terry?
Well,
Would that-
I'm not even going to answer questions like that.
Okay.
Well, what you
round egg.
Because
No,
Tom, well,
that's
I
the
tell you how they
round-
make it at West Lincoln, Tom. What you do is you lay your bologna down first, and then you put the egg on top of it and cut around the
That's
edge,
it.
and now you got a round egg.
That's it.
Nailed the cat square.
Nothing wrong with that, Terry. Right?
Round egg. But I mean, can you say like I want a triangle, star?
Can I have a rhombus?
Can Terry order a cowboy star?
No, unfortunately, no. I mean,
Oh,
they
it's just
probably-
limited
they
to circles and
They probably
square.
would do it if I asked, but probably not, too. I mean,
Well, what did I eat then? If you ate a circle or a round egg,
you had
What's
a
it called?
folded scrambled egg.
a folded scrambled egg.
Folded scrap.
Okay.
Boys learn something new every day. Well, good morning.
Got that right.
I had an egg and cheese biscuit with a folded scrambled egg. Chip, what'd you have this morning?
I had a sausage and egg biscuit with I have no idea, but it tasted good. thank you, McDonald's.
He didn't look at the shape.
Thank you, McDonald's of Cherryville.
Mm-hmm.
Terry.
Well, I had a sausage, egg, and cheese.
Was it a Dallas Cowboys star egg?
Well, with a circled egg.
Tom.
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin, hash brown, and coffee, and I did not see the shape of my egg, but it tasted good regardless.
You did have a brownie over there with your hash brown. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Tom played along there for a minute there.
Uh,
It just called us utterly ridiculous.
If JP could, I don't know if he could get her mic turned up a little bit, as far as it can go, and if she can figure out in all her muscle, energy, and breath to say hello loud enough where the folks at home and driving in their cars can hear you and what you're eating for breakfast this morning. But I'll let you finish chewing. That's why I'm going to keep
Her
talking
mouth
until you.
is-
I'm letting her finish
She's
with that first of
Poor
all.
old Brooke.
She's already come.
But she's
She's
enjoying
already
them.
become a typical KTC employee. She shows up for the food. That's what we all do. We show
5
up
minutes
to get-
earlier.
We're
You
like-
should have been ready
we're
to
like,
talk.
We're like stray cats. You know, like if you feed a stray cat, it just comes around. Like, okay, we'll keep coming back. If the food stops, we're not coming back.
I was eating my folded egg.
Did you have a good week, Brooke?
I did.
All right. Did you guys get any days off of school for the snow apocalypse?
Yeah, I got two.
Got two days.
Huh. Okay, on them days off, did you get caught up on all your work? Okay, never mind.
You were caught up already, right, Brooke? You were caught up
I
already.
hope mom and dad wasn't listening.
But I did get my license. So that
Hey!
Oh, there you go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So you can hunt now and fish wherever you want, right?
I think she did answer if she got caught up. JP turned her mic off again. That's what was going on.
That's what,
She did. She's doing great right now, but she's going to get on the commercials here and mash that, and then she's going to get in here in a little bit, and well, she can control it from there. I'm going to show her how to control some of the cameras in there for you guys, and but we got a good show ahead of us today. We got NFL to talk about, of course, a little bit of that, NBA, All-Star Weekend, and more. Major League Baseball is getting ramped up here shortly, and of course, we've got Daytona 500 highlights and more. And we're going to start though with our local news here on whoops, I didn't get that set up right. That we have our local the new conference alignments have come in, and so now this is the final. This isn't the final one, but this is the third draft.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd go how much more they're going to go, but for the folks listening on the radio, you can watch this show every Saturday on YouTube. KDC Broadcasting is the channel. Look up the Joxx Sports Talk Show, and you can also go and rewatch every show every Saturday as we record it and post it. And so if you're listening on the radio and there's something you missed, like you were looking for you're in the car for the racing segment, you want to hear the NBA segment, you can always go back and check that out on YouTube. All right, so we've got 5, it looks like, new conferences in our area. 4 that we're going to concentrate on. 1 that we're going to kind of touch on. The way they did the conferences, folks, is is there 8 divisions now? 8, right?
Yes.
8 conference classifications. The highest our local teams get up to is 6, with Ashbrook and Kings Mountain are the 6As. Now, looking at what the association did, they made conferences. If you were 3, basically was the limit. So like 2 3s and 4s, 1 2s and 3s, 3 4 5, but no 6s and 2s or no 6s and 3s. If you understand what I'm saying. So with that said, looking at the conferences, it looks like some of the conferences they did for competition. Looks like some of the conferences they did for tradition. Looks like some of the conferences they did for travel. Looks like some of the conferences were just put together. Oh, crap. These are the last 6 teams we got. So they're the conference, Terry. So
we forgot these.
So I got a map of North Carolina we'll go over in just a minute. I don't know if the folks down at the eastern part of the state have ever seen one.
Can you forward that to them?
Yeah, yes, we
Kevin, these are highly qualified, well-educated people from
Correct.
prestigious universities
Correct.
that run our athletic association.
Correct.
Just want to make sure everybody knows that. No politics, no favoritism, no nepotism at all is involved in management at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Would you not agree, Terry?
I agree.
100% meritocracy in Chapel Hill. Just want to clear the air.
Are these the same?
Make sure everybody knows
Are these the same people who make our congressional districts, Tom?
That's the state legislature, but that's every state. That's a whole different story.
Ours looks pretty bad.
That's a whole different story.
Similar principle.
Well,
we actually live in the middle finger district. If you've ever looked at it, we live in the middle finger district. It's kind of funny. I was showing it to my students the other day. I don't think they were listening, but they don't listen to me anymore. It's time to retire.
I had no idea what you were saying.
He's lost the locker room.
You know what? I've been thinking that lately. I've lost the locker room. It's time to pull a. Who was the guy that quit in the middle of the Falcon season? The Petrino. Remember, he just left. He's just like, these guys ain't listening to me no more. I'm gone. That's kind of the way I feel at school these days.
So we're going to start with we'll start with Rutherford County situation. I don't know the exact details. I don't know who doesn't want to deal with who or what the situation is. But Thomas Jefferson and does not play against the other public schools in the county, and some of the counties and stuff do this. I guess I think that Lincoln Charter don't even have a football team, but I don't know if y'all play on basketball or anything. Do you, Terry, at all?
Lincoln Charter.
Yeah, do y'all play on basketball or any other sport
coming up?
They're gonna have they
this
got
fall?
football now. Yeah, they're gonna have football.
Well, I would have looked. I would have brought their.
I was going to say, do we know what conference they're going to be?
Yeah, what A are they? I've got the stuff down the hall. Do you know off the top of your head,
No,
Terry?
not off the top of my head. But I do know.
I can pull it right here. They do got one for this year.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. I think I saw their name, but I just assumed that they weren't in a. Do you know what they are? 4A, 2A, 3A, anything like that?
It's got to be down to a 1 or a 2.
They're a 2A
yeah.
They're a 2A currently, Kevin. So I would assume that would make them like a 3A.
They're a 4A.
4A.
Is that what they call them? A 4A?
Yeah, Lincoln Charter's a 4A now,
how
Terry.
about
They're bigger
that?
than you guys.
How about that? I didn't know they had that many.
They're bigger than West Lincoln, Shelby, and Lincoln.
Seriously.
How about that?
Look at it. I just said they're 4A. There's your chart. They're bigger than Chase, Strone, East Rutherford, Patton, West Caldwell.
Holy
Oh,
smokes.
congratulations.
So, but Lincoln Charter I guess we'll do the same thing with Thomas Jefferson. They're not in a conference with the Lincoln County teams or any of the teams around them. They're in there with Bradford Prep, Christ the King, Community School of Davidson, Corvion, who made the state championship last year, Langtree Charter, Pine Lake Prep, and Lake Norman Charter. So 2 through 4A conferences where your Lincoln Charter Eagles are.
But all of them in there are charter schools, right? About every one of them.
Correct.
So,
And some of those are pretty good football teams.
yeah.
Looking at Thomas Jefferson, for you folks in Rutherford County, you guys are in the conference with Bonnie Cone is the other 1A. Thomas Jefferson is a 1A. And then, folks, the closest team in your conference is Mountain Island Charter in football. And they're a 2A. Then you got Albemarle, Greystone, North Rowan, South Stanley, North Stanley, and Union County.
They must have assumed Thomas Jefferson was in Mecklenburg County instead of Rutherford County. Good gracious.
Tom, any thoughts on the trip to Albemarle for our folks? That,
I mean, last conference, economics conference, I talked to some of the Albemarle football coaches, and I want to say Albemarle is probably 45 minutes from Charlotte, isn't it?
It's on the other side.
Yeah,
It's about an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes from my house.
So you're talking from Thomas Jefferson. Oh, you're on a school bus, man. I mean, it's just you know, Kevin. It's one thing we agree on is Eastern North Carolina does not care about Western North Carolina, and it's so freaking obvious, and it's been that way since the Carolinas split. You know what I mean? It's been that way forever, and it just gets old, man. It just gets
about time
old.
to make a West Carolina like West Virginia, isn't it?
I'm telling you, they've talked about it before.
My grandfather, for years, he said we've got more in common with East Tennessee than we do with Eastern North Carolina.
Well, yeah, very true. The Appalachians and the foothills.
Yeah.
But well, look at the Albemarle, South Stanley, North Stanley are in that conference. Thomas Jefferson has to travel through 1, 2, 3, 4 counties.
That's what I was getting ready to say. How many counties you have to go through to
4.
get to?
What is it to it? 2 hours?
Hour and 57 minutes. 105 miles from Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy to Albemarle.
Where was Bonnie Cone at? I can't remember where that was.
Bonnie Cone's in Huntersville.
Okay.
You know, do they have a football team? The funny thing, because Bonnie Cone would not let UNC Charlotte have a football team, but yet the school that is named after her has a football team. How about that?
Up near Huntersville, like between Huntersville and Concord. It's an hour and 20 minutes from Thomas Jefferson.
The closest ride for Jefferson in football this year will be.
You know where it's close to? It's close to where the Renaissance Festival is.
Okay.
Seems like I passed
So
it
this
going.
was when I was one of the things I was talking about. Once they start mixing and matching this so much, now they're coming up with different reasons to put this school there. Wouldn't it have been better off to have just 16 conferences if you're going to have conferences, and then you got 5 games, and then you're 5 whoever you want to play, so you're not forced to travel to South Stanley, North Stanley, Union County, North Rowan, and then Thomas Jefferson will be playing the Highland Techs and Bessemers and Chervils and the teams that they might be able to, and the Drone and Patton and teams that may be able to have at least a little competition with, other than just driving 2 hours to get smoked.
I might be making an obvious observation here, but this to me just smells of discouraging families.
Failure for 4 years.
Well, families and students from going to charter schools. I think there's an underlying tone of that. All right, y'all, you want to start these charter schools? I think this seems like an old school North Carolina educational motivation to not support the charter school system.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, North Carolina loves charter schools. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Well, Tom, what they need to do is figure out this situation where these schools aren't playing each other in the county and all that other stuff. So you can't sit there and say, listen, the Cleveland County schools aren't actively recruiting each other, and then turn around and worry about Thomas Jefferson recruiting a player or whoever from East Rutherford or whatever. Like, you can't say that none of these schools aren't talking to these students and everything, and then just say, well, I guess now we're going to make you travel 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, basically 15 hours one way, so 30 hours round trip just to go 0 and 8.
Yeah.
Like 30 hours of driving. Are they going to pay for their gas Is that the state volunteering for that? Like that's what
they're not going to pay for nothing. They got too many administrator salaries
and
to pay down there.
It's not my problem or whatever. Some of those schools don't. I don't know. I guess they got buses or have to rent them. I don't know how they're going to handle those 2-hour rides every week for that. So that's that stupid conference. Let's move over and then now talk about some of our other ones. For the folks at home, I'm going to get the artwork ready for you. All right, what do they? How about Chase, Drone, East Rutherford, Patton, West Caldwell. Well, how long is that ride, Terry? West Caldwell to Chase or
It'll be an hour and 10 minutes.
Be, yeah. But I mean, at least they're somewhere close.
I was going to say, you have a couple that aren't an hour in your conference at least.
You know what's interesting here is East Burke is in Chase's conference. You know, East Burke, Chris Cogdell, the former coach at Chase, is now at East Burke. So that will be an interesting matchup when that one
hour
rolls
15.
around.
Hour 15.
Well, a lot of these rides are going to be right at an hour and stuff. You can't really do nothing about that. But those 2-hour conference.
Remember, you're on a bus.
Right.
You know, you're not in a Corvette, dude. Yeah. You're on a bus, so it's gonna take
55 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the West Caldwell ride here, down all the way down to Chase. They got it's 1 or 2 counties depending on which one you get. They might have to go through McDowell.
You got to drive all the way through McDowell, then all the way. You're going to be on 64 all the way down. I mean, that's just a long ride, man. I've ridden that a lot because I work for a guy in Forest City, and I drove to Caldwell County, Lenore, all the time at 64s through the hills, man.
Well, Tom, I keep looking at it, and not necessarily saying just varsity. Think about when you get into basketball and softball, baseball, and stuff like that, and you got JV teams. These kids are going to get out of school like at 1:30.
School's not important, Terry.
Well, that's what that's saying.
School's geared towards athletics.
Because we're going to be getting out of here so we can make it, so we can play at 4 o'clock.
What did Cardell Jones say? We ain't here to play no school. That's what he said. I mean, that's what we are in North Carolina. We're not about school.
East Burke, High Brighton, and RS Central are the 4A teams in that conference. So you got a 3A, 4A conference there, and then they apparently no one east of or no one that's ever had anything to do with the state level has watched our shows, Terry, for the last 6 years, pre-game, post-game, Saturday mornings, any of that. And it's just unfathomable to me how we're still sitting here with Highland Tech and Cherryville in a conference with Shelby and Burns.
I agree. We just went through this.
Tom Brandt brought it up every post-game show every year.
Did anybody not see
every week
70? What good are you doing those kids from Highland Tech? And what if they drop the program? Now you got to hunt you another non-conference. Wouldn't be too bad in that conference because it is a lot of teams in that conference.
Tom, but Shelby and Burns right now, before this gets finalized, has to send as many emails as they can to the state saying, and give them your video. Say this, send them your Max Preps links. This is the halftime. Watch how it happened and watch what happens. This is not safe for anybody. It's not even about teams get blown out, Terry, and that's what the people at the state.
Well, that's what I would send them. I'd send them all the scores.
Yeah.
This is what it was at halftime. Now this is what it ended up being, but we quit because the game was over.
So I don't mean to be the sexist in the room, but I'm going to go there. The woman in charge has never played football in her life. She's never stepped on a field. And I played at Bessemer and Cherryville, and we were good enough to beat Westlake in the end, but not now. But the Shelby games and the Burns games, you don't even have competition in those games, and you're just like, y'all go out there and have fun. I'm gonna sit up in the stands and eat my popcorn and drink my hot cocoa while you little boys get freaking murdered out there. It's not that they're so much better than that there's 70 people against 15.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And you go out there dead tired and people get hurt and it's not competitive. It's not that, oh gosh, you got beat real bad. That's what we're complaining about. We're complaining about the safety and fairness of these kids. And how do you, Terry, if you're a Highland Tech and now you sit here for the last 4 years, we'll get through this. And then the state comes and does this to you, and just now you've got maybe one chance to win a game in conference. Maybe, and I don't even think you do. I don't think you have no chance to win a game in conference. So before you even step on the field, you're 0-8. And every one of them is not even competitive. You might have one where you get on, or two that you get on the scoreboard. Like every one of those is 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Cherville might give up a touchdown to them. But other than that, who's giving up a point to them, Terry?
I don't know what to say. We've already went through this for 4 years, and then to turn around and put them right back in the same stuff that they just come out of, what are you asking? That's what I want to know. I want to know, what are you asking them to do? I mean, you kind of sit here and tell me that you couldn't have put them over there with the Thomas Jefferson. You could have pulled a few of them other schools in that's not so far away, and it would have been a whole lot more competitive.
Take well, I don't know about Bonnie Cone. I mean, take Thomas Jefferson, put him with Cherryville, Highland Tech, Bessemer City.
Mountain Island. You could have them, Thomas Jefferson, Cherryville, Highland Tech, Bessemer City. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Just alone, if you did this.
Yeah.
Looking at that conference just alone, if you just took out but Shelby and Burns, that would make it a little bit better because you could at least, now that's 2 teams you could schedule, because it's all about RPI now. And that would be more safely for Bessemer, Highland, and Cherryville to play. But they shouldn't even be in the conference with Lincoln and Wesleyan and them either, though. But I guess Bessemer's numbers and everything, they'll play and everything. But, we already know the scores on Shelby's and Bessemer game. They got the same numbers, so that's easy to look at. And then you're looking at Highland Tech and Cherryville. Like you just said, Terry, like why couldn't they jump over there? So they put 5 Gaston County teams in that conference. And then they put 5 in the other one. So they split them up. That's how they did Gaston County. So you got 5 in one conference, 5 in the other. And then they added the Lincoln County and Cleveland County teams. But like I said, if you took the Cleveland and Lincoln County teams out, you got 5 teams there. Then you throw Thomas Jefferson there, now you got 6-team conference. Oh, wow, we just made a 16 conference. Ain't that too bad? And they have 16 conferences. So I just sat here in 12 seconds, fixed that.
Yep.
Thomas Jefferson wouldn't have to go to Albemarle.
Yep.
And then you find places for Shelby, Burns, and the 2 Gaston County teams. In fact, I'm going to say this, right? I've got a proposal in a minute. You could have an all Gaston County conferences, and that's what I have.
Yeah.
And you could go 4 through 6. I don't know why they even did it as far as the big schools. So go ahead, Chip.
The more I look at this, and you brought it up before we even got on the air, the absurdity of the 1, 2, 3 conference on the far left. With Thomas Jefferson, just take them out of that. Every single one of those other teams, I would consider, looks pretty regional. It looks pretty close to each other.
Well, look at this. You could take Bonnie Cone, Thomas Jefferson, Mountain Island, Cherryville, Highland Tech, Bessemer. There's 6, and there you go.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
Or I mean, just move.
Terry, like that just made a 6-team pretty decently competitive conference. In 12 seconds, and the stat. So, Tom, do you think they? Like, what do you think when they did that? Do they like start from the west to the east and be like, well, we got to fit these teams in? Like I said, there's no numbers.
You're asking me for a logical process.
I'm asking. Yes.
You just asked
what do you
me
see?
if there is a logical process to something that is clearly illogical. You want to talk about a loaded question there that you usually do. No, there's no logic to it except for people crying. People, this guy knows this guy, who knows this guy, who says we don't want to do this and that. I mean, it's obvious. Look at it. That's what's going on. Somebody knows somebody. This is my buddy, or I don't like you, or I don't like you, so I'm gonna. That's all this is.
I'll answer part of your question right now. They don't start west. Anything east of I-85, they take care of first. They don't mess with anything west of I-85 until the east is happy.
Like just looking at this, why could East Gaston and Stewart not be in the Crest Conference?
Right, they did 4, 5, 6 in there.
Right.
Move
Shelby,
if we got 2, 3, 4, why can they not have 4, 5, 6?
Like I said, the geniuses down east looked at Gaston County, Tom. They got 10 schools. They put the 5 biggest in one, 5 biggest in the other, and they fit the pieces around them. They added the 2 Cleveland counties, and then they threw in Lincoln County on top of that other one.
Yep.
That's all they did. 5 Gastons, 2 Clevelands, got you 7, and then they threw the 2 Lincoln counties on top of that one because they didn't know where else to put West and Lincoln.
I just tell you, man, this is there was nothing wrong with a Rutherford, Cleveland, Lincoln conference.
Yep.
So your Big South folks pretty much got the same thing except you kicked Stuart Kramer out. So it's you had 8, now you got 7. So they're in the conference now with Highland Tech and Cherryville and Bessemer. And I know Bessemer beat Kramer.
Where is Greystone Day?
Google machines, folks, in front of you.
Working.
Where is Greystone
I do not
Day?
know.
Mountain Island, I know, is in Gaston County. North Rowan.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, Tom. They got Jefferson, Bonnicombe, Mountain Island, Cherryville, Highland Tech, Bessemer. That's your conference. And do the sixes. And then now I do have a proposal. I didn't think of that one while I was at it. Here in front of me.
Greystone Day is in Meisenheimer.
You know where
That's
Meisenheimer-
all the way to Pfeiffer freaking College.
Yep. Yep.
That's all the way to Pfeiffer.
It's between Salisbury and Albemarle.
It takes 2.5 hours to get from Rutherford County to Pfeiffer. I left this show at 10 o'clock to get to a game at Pfeiffer at noon and barely made it, Terry. You been to Pfeiffer, have you not?
Oh, yeah.
You been to Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Out there by the pond where the baseball field is?
I just.
That is a crazy.
I made,
103
think about it.
miles.
I can make we just made a ridiculous argument in two different ones over safety and competition with Highland Tech, and then with travel with this other one.
Yeah.
And nobody sitting at the state looks at it and sees any of that.
They
It's
don't
like,
care.
Like that's just
There's
amazing.
there's no way that conference can hold. There's no way you can put Meisenheimer in the same conference with Thomas Jefferson, which is in Caroline, I think is their official address.
It just
You know,
bothers
others-
me because on the AD side of it, how many people's going to come to your games?
From
When-
Meisenheimer.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or
saying.
vice versa.
Yeah.
How many of you?
I mean, you're going to make no money with that. You're just not.
I don't think they want them to.
Oh goodness! All right, so the Big South is the same. How about Bandy's, Bunker Hill, Ford, Maid, Newton Conover, West Iredell? It sounds like a pretty decent conference there. Then you had East Lincoln, Hickory, and North Lincoln to there, and it gets really pretty good there. I think 4 or 5 pretty good teams in there that can be competitive.
Newton's just not been as competitive as they were.
Terry, I'm not sure Ford's. Did they win last year?
They won one game, didn't they?
Did they break their streak last year?
Yes.
Yes,
the
they did. I
last
was about
game of the year.
Yes, they did. I was about to say, I'm not sure that streak's going to be too good, going to be able to break it with that. And if they played West Lincoln too, Terry, they got a pretty formidable schedule there for Ford. Like,
The only thing that looks legit if you go across this board is the last two. That's close.
All right.
Ford's the furthest one to the west. You know, I mean,
you want to see my proposal then? Before I start thinking about that, but this isn't too far off. How about this?
This is you, okay?
This is my proposal for because they had 6 team conferences on the sheet, so I come up with 1 6-team conference and then went across the board. I had Thomas Jefferson, Cherryville, Highland, Mountain Island, Drone, Patton, and Bessemer City. Then I had a 3. I didn't care about the 4 thing. I went 3, 4, 5, 6. I went Lincoln County, Cleveland County Conference. Went to all Gaston County Conference. Went to all Catawba County Conference.
when
and
you
then I
did
went,
this,
and then I went. Hold on, Terry. Then I went Rutherford and West Caldwell and Burke County.
when you did this, was the numbers still the same? Because you got Patton as a 2 on here, or there are 3.
I must have messed that one up. That's the only thing you find
Okay.
if you found one. Whatever the front sheet is what. So Patton.
Well, I didn't know whether
they
they
still
found more
qualify.
kids
Where
or
they
not.
at? No,
You
they're
know?
3. Yeah, they just got copied and pasted.
They still fit.
Drone,
man.
Drone, and Patton. Those are both 3s.
Okay, that's still,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I would
1, 2,
just-
3.
I
That
would-
just makes too much sense, Kevin.
No, the only thing I would do is I would move Kings Mountain into the Gaston County Conference. I would move them into that way. You only have 3, 4, 5. That way you don't have 3 to 6.
It's not all.
So
I mean,
if you move
and,
Kings Mountain to the Gaston County, I think that's the only.
and they hug the line anyway. It's not that far fetched.
Well, yeah, they have a lot of Kings Mountains in Gaston, but
Right.
I'm not opposed to it as long as they
That's
they play you guys in the offseason.
That's a reasonable
as the
conversation. That's a reasonable
out of
debate.
conference.
What is so hard about this? What is so hard about?
I made
How long did it
I
take
made
you to put that together?
a little bit because I was trying to do the 1, 2, 3 thing for a while, and then finally I just said,
I don't like
forget
that
it.
conference.
I know you don't, Terry.
Oh God!
Well, the Rutherford, Caldwell, Burke. That makes sense.
I did make a Rutherford. Like once I thought about it, I did make a Rutherford, Cleveland County one. And just say, look, if you guys ain't gonna play Jefferson, this is what you get.
I can't even think of us going to Shelby, Burns, Crest, and Kings Mountain.
And North Lincoln, and the East
Well,
Lincoln.
Kings Mountain would have definitely go into the Gaston County Conference. I mean, Kevin, you know better than that.
What?
To put the 6 with the 3s.
Are you saying Shelby can't beat Kings Mountain?
You're but you're cherry picking.
Well, like we haven't cherry picked Highland Tech and Thomas Jefferson. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna play their games with them.
They cherry picked these.
I'll play their games with them, Tom. Let me play one game here.
Just put Kings Mountain in with the Gaston County Conference, and it's fine. Everything else is fine.
We can kick. We can kick 50 people. I know. We can kick 50 people out of school.
Come on, Tom.
He knows. See, this is what he does. He knows he should have done that, so he's going to defend it to the
No,
death.
I told you I did.
He knows good and damn well.
Tom,
he should have put
I
King
said
Mountain
from the
in the Gaston
no, I
County
shouldn't.
Conference.
I said from the point you got a Lincoln and Cleveland County Conference. You have a Gaston County Conference, and I said I really didn't care about that number because they don't care about those numbers.
All right, Chip. I'm going to ask Chip a common sense question. Chip, anytime a parent gets angry at Gaston County schools and do not want to go to a charter school, where do they place their child?
In Gaston?
In Gaston County?
When you get mad at Gaston County schools and you don't want to go to a charter school, which school do you go to? I'll go ahead and tell you. Kings Mountain High School.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that why they're 6?
How many kids that should go to Hunter Huss, that should go to Bessemer City, that on the West Gastonia that go to Kings Mountain? I guarantee you, if I had the records at Kings Mountain High School, you would find at least 100 kids with a Gastonia address. I would bet my paycheck on it.
So the only school out of their proposal, never mind that ridiculous 1, 2, 3A conference on the far left, what you initially showed us. The only school, which all the rest of those are in Charlotte or west or east of Charlotte. The only school not marked on here that you take care of, or that's not on your list, is West Iredale. And you can't tell me they can't find somewhere close up in where they
Right.
Where they
I took them.
Where's Polk County? What conference is Polk County
So
in?
Polk County's going west for Brevard. I had them on my proposal. Yeah, they're in there.
Yeah,
They're on
that's
my
what I'm saying. I
proposal.
saw that's the one that I see that you have that's not on this sheet.
Yeah, I replaced them because they're right there with Rutherford County. I mean, it's just one county and
Yep.
And
It's not. That's a easy travel. Right down 74. Piece of cake.
I mean, we can look at the fancy graph here.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Rutherford County hugs it.
Watch this, Terry. Here's what the people down east see.
Yeah. That line. Yeah. There you go.
That's what the folks down east see. No, here's our road for Rutherford County folks. Polk County's down here in the middle, surrounded by Henderson and Rutherford County.
I mean, it's right. Rutherford County's got the east and north of it, basically.
There's Brevard, Anson. That's what I'm saying. Like, Tom, once they started mixing 1, 2, 3s, like, and then they moved. Then they do some for travel, and then some for not travel. It's all crap. All right, we talked way too long about that. All right, we come back. Daytona 500 talk. We've got NFL, NBA, and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Brian Truex is out of gas and up into the wall at turns 3 and 4.
Jesse Love has already lost the lead. Guess who is the new race leader? His teammate Austin Hill.
Mayer's going to move them all the way to driver's left as they stack up and crash at the rear of the field.
Riley Herbst to the inside, door-to-door with Sam Mayer.
He looks to the right side of Austin Hill's car. They get almost too wide.
Event at Transportation and Logistics 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Saturday, February 22nd at 4:30.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
Hey, I'm Cody Martin. Here, Charlotte Hornets basketball on Carolina Country. WCSL, 92.9 FM and 1590 AM. And online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Don't miss the Dodge President's Day sales event at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Just announced, lease the new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $278 per month for 24 months. $39.99 total due at lease signing. No security deposit required. Lease payment term is factored in. A $6,500 EV incentive provided by lender. See dealer for details. Don't miss it. The Dodge President's Day sales event at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Why choose Kubota for your new compact tractor? All the options in the market can make the choice difficult, but don't lock yourself in before you've seen what Kubota can offer. We've been selling reliable tractors in the U.S. for over 50 years. Your Kubota dealer can help you select the right tractor at a price you can afford and then support your purchase after the sale. Stop by your dealer today for a tractor you can count on for years to come.
Your Kubota dealer in this area is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. Tax time is here, and since 1961, AgControl Business Services in Gastonia has been serving this area with the best in income tax service. And you're dealing with IRS enrolled agents with over 120 years of combined experience, and get same-day service, and most returns are processed right while you wait. Get electronic filing too, and while there, shop Nest and Canvas Custom Jewelry. AgControl Business Services, 428 West Main Avenue in Gastonia. Call 704-864-8767. Open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 to 6. Call for Saturday hours. Closed on Sunday and Wednesday.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
Woo woo! That was way better than JP's. No matter how that went, that was way better than JP's. Good morning. That was our new intern, Brooke. She's learning a little bit. She goes to Kings Mountain there, Tom. By the way. And we've got some Daytona 500 or Daytona. All kinds of Daytona stuff to talk about. Not just the 500.
Race, man.
All right, so here we go. All right. Well, first of all, we're going to start with the start of the race.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours. This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan of you people that you do this. I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
So that was the president addressing the field on their radios, on their lap. Now, I got one proposal, Terry, for if he does this again, right? We've got to put some. We got to wrap that joker in like a NASCAR car. And if somebody tells him that, he might do it. Like, get him a sponsor and get to put a number on it, 24, 23, whatever number he wants to put on. Well, he's 47, so put 47.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Put 47 on the side. Put some stickers. You can take the stickers off this week or whatever. Magnets if you want, but jazz it up a little bit, make it look like an actual NASCAR coming around the corner there. But so there's the start of the 500. I've got all kinds of fun stuff to go through over the day.
That thing can handle
week.
like the equivalent of like a missile launch on
22,000 pounds.
And you can't. You tell me it can't handle the banking? What's going on?
No, probably not. It'll just tip right over.
Come on now.
No, the problem is, Chip, if you tip it over, how you going to tip it back over?
That's right.
That's what
22,000 pounds.
What you got to get. But so I've got a bunch of audio and stuff this week. How about our own Jesse Love won the we've interviewed him before here on the show a few years back, but he won the Xfinity race. But him and his little roommate got this thing going back and forth where these boys sleep a lot. Like, that's all they do is sleep. So they're posting each other everywhere. They got Jesse up on the Jumbotron sleeping in his car So that's been a big joke back and forth between those. So I'm gonna pull up. I'll have a couple of those here as we go through some of this NASCAR
car engines
stuff.
make great sound machines.
but Connor says dude's always sleeping, and they got him up on the Jumbotron. And Jesse,
leave me alone.
All right, Terry. Here's some words from the spotters. They're wrecking in front of you. And driver says, "Okay." Tell him I'm coming in wide WFO. Spotter says 10-4. And the driver's like, this is ARCA, no brakes. Now, of course, we're going to have to talk to the great Cletus McFarland. Have y'all met Cletus this week? Y'all know anything about Cletus?
No.
Well, Cletus has become a national hero in the NASCAR community, and you're going to know why.
A lot of anticipation, obviously, with Cletus in the field. I know this isn't how you wanted it to come to a close. What was your experience like as a whole?
Well, I was having the best day of my life, ripping around Daytona like a bald eagle. I was flat out, avoided a wreck, which was awesome. I thought I was the best driver to ever exist in that moment. And it's probably because my sleeves were cut off that I was able to pull off that maneuver, come down pit road. Then someone slammed into my rear left quarter, spun me out, lived through that. Got some fresh tires, went back out of there. I'm hot dogging into 1 and 2, and the car lost it in front of me, and I saw it, didn't have enough brakes to get slowed down before it, and tried to go around it, misread it, zigged instead of zagged when I should have zagged, and I zigged, and bam, blew the front end right off my hot rod.
I hate that for you. And before we came to this interview, you were watching that jet taking off. Have you ever seen anything like that? You seemed pretty impressed by it when you were just standing here.
Yeah, I'm the pilot of Consuela. You know what I mean? I got basically the baddest aircraft in the country, but that F-16 is pretty cool.
That's fair. All right, Garrett Mitchell, obviously. Cletus, an early exit from the race. We hope he'll join us again, though, here in ARCA at some point.
I don't know if you saw the jets do their flyovers and stuff. It was pretty cool. But he actually is a helicopter pilot, is what he's talking about, and he was the first pilot down in Asheville. Helping victims.
Oh, wow.
So he's talking. One of these other interviews, I think he's talking with Dale Jr. We're going to get some audio from that, talking about getting down and seeing those folks. But he was everywhere. His real name's Garrett Mitchell, but his nickname's Cletus McFarland. I don't know what. And here he is interviewing without his sleeves off.
Oh, these guys blowing me off the track. I get it. I'm out there in the Kinetic 30, hauling tail like a bald eagle down this straight. You guys saw it. And so they took me out. What am I supposed to do?
They didn't want you to win, did they?
Yeah, it was a tough break, We were freaking ripping, locked in, bam, door off the car, Here I am sliding in the infield. Got her fired back up, bombing down in the first and second top 4,7,800 RPM, and just made a split-second decision. Wasn't the right one.
I got to interview him after every race. I got one more. I think I got him talking to Dale Jr. here this week. But that's the type of Terry. That's the type of people you need in it, right? It's just good, fun people to talk to.
Laps at the test are your first laps.
Here's him talking to Junior this week.
Climbing into the car to run the laps at the test are your first laps.
Yep.
Describe your emotions.
Biffle told me to stay wide open. Mm-hmm. He's like, you don't have to lift. I was like, damn, this is awesome. And, when that thing's singing 7,400, 7,500, that baby's singing. And it's just a sick feeling. Yeah. You're just bombing out, and your spotter's talking to you. I'm like, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. And that feeling was incredible.
My dad took me to Talladega. Dad's like, get your helmet and your suit and get on the plane in the morning. It's going to bring you to Talladega. He was down there testing. But pull it out on the racetrack, and I'm going down the back straightaway. And he told me, he's like, got to hold it wide open. You got to hold it wide open. I don't know how it sticks. Like, I'm looking at the turn 3 way out in front of me going that way, and I'm like, how does it stay?
Yeah. I would say that ripping Daytona is like a significant step above all other driving experiences I've had.
Climbing into the car to run.
Favorite driver now?
No. Oh. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like
Party pooper.
I like listening to him, but he's not my favorite driver.
All right,
your favorite driver was a brat.
Yeah, here's him talking about. Here's him talking about the Hurricanes.
When you pass over a spot and there's people on the ground waving their arms,
you're motivated.
The risk is gone.
Yeah,
it doesn't even cross your brain.
Was there a specific experience with an individual or a specific flight that was one that was touching?
Cattail Creek is a spot out there, and those guys just got drugged down so bad. And I remember all the people at the fire station when we landed. Like, we were the first people they had seen since, I think it happened Friday morning, and we were there Sunday. They asked me to go up and look at some of these houses and see if there's people on the porch or whatever. And I remember flying, and there just wasn't any houses. Those moments were hard, man. Like, it was sad. I've never done anything in my life that I've been thanked so much for. Any of us pilots, I think I speak for all helicopter pilots. We just love flying.
Yeah.
So, no thank you needed. Would do it again in a heartbeat.
So yeah, I'm buy that guy's T-shirts wherever they are until something stupid happens, I guess. But yeah, Cletus McFarland, also known as Garrett Mitchell, there in the ARCA series. Terry, you said you loved the race. I guess so. We'll hear from Kyle here in just a second. But the king did meet the president. So there's Richard.
Which one's the king?
so Richard, they showed him that going through.
He's not on there.
If you were watching the pre-race stuff, they showed him going through the security stuff and everything, and he's got this belt buckle and he's dinging, and he got to sneak the king through. So he did. He was there, of course. Let's see. How about some Jesse Love after he won? A little cool down lap and burnout. We'll ride with Jesse for a minute. But
playing PlayStation.
It's great that he was awake for that.
We hope.
Let him do some burnouts and stuff here for us. Get him on the show a little bit. He's had a good week. He actually got the pole this week in Atlanta too.
Wow.
So whatever their team's doing right now,
Keep
it's
doing
pretty good. Here's so Jimmy Johnson finished third.
He did.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He was sixth, had to go back to 29th because always Ricky Stenhouse. Look at this idiot.
Yeah. That wasn't the first time he was an idiot.
So he was an idiot all weekend. So this is him blocking Jimmy in. Jimmy's right about to pull out, and Jimmy lost all those cars going by. Basically, you're seeing. So he went from 6th to 29th in that pit stop because of Ricky Stenhouse's poor maneuvering there. Oh yeah, Stenhouse all over the news this week.
Is there a way that you can penalize somebody for that? I mean, is there?
As long as he's in this box, there's nothing you can do, and that's what he was, barely, but he was in it.
So here's Stenhouse talking on his end of the crash.
Yeah, let's see his perspective.
I don't know. I'd have to go. I haven't seen a replay yet, but I feel like the holes were pretty small. He was trying to fill. I got a couple late blocks on him, as we were making our runs up through there, and we were, still 10 to go. I was hoping he would stick with me, him and LaJoy. We were getting ready to drive to first, second, and third. It was still 10 to go. So I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. I felt like maybe he was trying to fill the gap, and then him and somebody else got together, and then hit me in the left rear.
No.
I was kind of leaning down to try and run the middle lane with LaJoy to get us back going again. I felt like I pretty much pushed him all the way around the racetrack for 10 or 12 laps, and we were really fast doing it. So I'd have to go back and watch the replay to tell you exactly what happened.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I really don't. But Joy tried to put his car in a place it should not go.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
No, there's no way he's going in there. Even Kyle Busch said
the
fastest car tried to go to the front too fast.
The only reason Kyle Busch didn't like it is because Kyle Busch is the one who didn't make that move. That's the only reason.
No.
Logano had the space. Stenhouse came
Logano did. He never had the space.
There you go. Yeah, pull it.
Watch this. He never had it.
The middle's open.
Logano. It's super tight.
Yeah.
To make space.
I'm supposed to block.
All right, now watch. He keeps coming down on him.
Watch the 22 car.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there for him to go.
Well, Stenhouse is blocking him. Stenhouse is basically keeps coming down on him.
Yeah. He's supposed to block him.
What are you talking about, Chip? He's supposed to. What is this?
No.
What is this? I-85? Where you change lanes because somebody wants to go faster? You don't drive like that, man.
Look, he's
there's
bobbing.
Nothing for him to go through there.
Well, he's bobbing all over the place. Stenhouse is bobbing all over the place too. He's trying to.
I don't like Stenhouse. I'm the first one, but what he did right here is just exactly like.
I'm not blaming him for the initial block. I think, but I also think it's not fair to say Logano didn't have space. There was a space there in the middle. Now Stenhouse got to him and blocked him in the corner. That's fine.
I'm exactly like Kyle Busch. The fastest car tried to go to the front too fast.
I think
there was nothing there for him to go through.
There was. It's just Stenhouse blocked it in that part. But I felt like Stenhouse.
But that's what he's supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind the initial block. What I have a problem with is Busch saying that Logano shouldn't have made the move in the first place. There was a hole there in the beginning.
Logano has made me mad for a lot of reasons because there was one time that Dale Earnhardt Jr. didn't make the chase on account of stuff Logano did.
I'm not a Logano fan. I'm just saying if Kyle Busch is in the exact same spot, he makes that move. I'm sorry, and that's where the biggest issue with that. I don't necessarily have a problem with Stenhouse blocking. I don't have a problem with Logano making that move. And Logano's interview was the best interview out of all of them. He said it's restrictor plate racing. This is what happens. But my big issue is Busch acting like a brat, saying the best car, and Logano did have the best car.
He did. He said
the best car make the move too early. The only reason he's saying that's because he wasn't the one making the move. That's my issue with it. He was just typical bratty self.
I was trying to find the exact. I think Hamlin said 65% on. I can't remember. It was 65-35 Logano Stenhouse. He blamed them both for doing what. Let's hear some more sounds. We'll go to Kyle Busch for his. Complaint.
Well, they only gave him one chance when he should have had 3.
We'll get to him in a second because Terry will complain about that for a while. Let's go with Ryan. Let's go with Ryan Preece.
First off, are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, I don't know what the right thing to say right now is, but I think
he flipped over
the thing I want to say as a father, as a racer,
down on the back
is we keep beating on a door, hoping for a different result. And I think we know where there's a problem at super speedways. So I don't want to be the example of when it finally does get somebody. I don't want it to be me.
Terry,
and I agree with what he said because he did come in there and say when he first said something to him, he said, I was thinking about my daughter. And he says when it happened, but he's been involved in like 3 or 4 of these things.
I mean, it happened last year for him, didn't it? But I guess my question, and please, I don't want to dismiss that. My question is, what is he suggesting?
Well, there's nothing he can. My whole deal is if it's this bad for you, young man, maybe this is something you do not need to do.
They're not going to stop running at Daytona and Talladega.
Other drivers have retired because of this issue. Carl Edwards and Dale's in his concussion issues, and
we all know. Sorry to interrupt you. It did catch. It's happened already.
That's what
20 some odd years ago. It happened.
Well, the drivers and engineers say that the bottom of the race car being completely there's no holes in it.
Yeah.
So it's just like an airplane wing.
Yeah.
So if he catches anything, it's going to fly up in the air. Now it could get worse. Priest is complaining about flying up and down. He hit the pavement, Terry, and skidded a little bit. Poor fella. It could be worse. This happened at the Daytona 500 one time.
Coming off turn 2. David Huddle and George Crenshaw were also involved. The recent heavy rains made the grass a skating rink, and Stacy's car slid all the way to the dirt embankment, flipped over it.
We're not done yet, Tom.
Landed on its wheels.
He's in the lake.
He's lucky it flipped that way.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Before he got out. He was taken to the
Landed on his wheels in the lake.
Can you imagine if he landed the other way?
A lot of cars get in that dirt bank.
And they're just talking like he just didn't about die.
And the whole thing, well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody would have got to him quick enough. He had to been unbuckling himself and everything to try to get
and he's
out.
got he's got a helmet on and fire suit that's just soaking up probably every bit of water. No. Let's hear what he said.
Roof, sky, ground, So we're having fun now.
God, I'm out drowned in the infield, but we're having a good time.
What's that? What's Gomer Pyle and Andy Griffith? Sick as a dog, but having the time of my life.
He could be complaining. But there you go. Let's see. That was Dale. That was Cletus and Dale. Done listen to them for a minute. Let's see. I think I had a couple more. Richard, we'll talk to him. How about Richard talking about the horsepower, Terry?
The way to make it more exciting is give them more horsepower and let them run faster. The faster they run, the more the driver has to stay on his toes. And when you get cars running 200 mile an hour instead of 185, all the drivers are not capable of running that speed that close to each other. So that's the first thing to really separate the cars, because that's the way it used to be.
The gas mileage thing, saving gas, that just changes the speedway racing now, and it'll change Atlanta some coming up Sunday too. I wish there's some way they could give them enough gas where they could run to the stages and it didn't affect the saving fuel stuff.
That is one thing, the stage things. I don't like them stopping.
Yeah.
I would like the race to continue and just said, Denny, here's your first 10. When they cross the line, you get that stage points, and y'all just keep racing. Because every time you stop on that, it defeats the purpose of getting any type of a lead anyway. Then we're all back here together. So you might as well qualify and then run. Somebody said we should just run 60 laps at Daytona. One of the drivers did. He said because if we're just sitting there driving out there for 140 laps, not doing anything, he said we're I think I even have the comment somewhere. It may be in Kyle Busch, but talking about how like if you're just riding around the thing for 140 laps, what are we doing? Terry, thoughts on that?
No thoughts.
Okay.
No thoughts.
Tom.
You know how I am about NASCAR. I just defer to the judgment of the people that actually keep up with it.
77% of the cars that have started the Daytona 500 since 2017 have crashed. Before 2017, there was never a 500 with over 30 cars involved. It's happened 6 times in the last 9 years. Here's your 8 straight Daytona 500 to either go into overtime or end under caution. Terry, is that good?
Well, I mean, that's what you're going to have down there because everybody piles up. Then everybody starts making moves that you wouldn't make earlier in the race.
Yeah. He makes history once again. For the first time in NASCAR history, a Hall of Fame inductee is currently in the top 10 in points.
Wow.
Jimmy sits 8th in points now after that 3rd place finish.
He's not running a full schedule, though.
No, he's only running like 5 races.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Here's his comments about that. Honestly,
could he be used as a substitute driver?
Well, yeah,
he could.
It's more of a
but he'd earn points for that team, not himself.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not doing any type of points thing. So let's see if this is the one. We'll listen to him say for a minute.
Oh, here with Jimmy Johnson. And earlier this week we talked about catching lightning in the bottle. You almost did. You finished 3rd. How you feeling right now?
I feel really good. I knew we had a shot. We played a interesting strategy to keep the car straight and not damage it heading into the 3rd segment. It worked out great. We had great track position running up front, and we were blocked in on one of our pit stops, and it just crushed us for the final 40 laps. But those cautions started to happen, and was able to get some track position back. Made a couple good decisions and gained more track position, and then was fortunate to get through that wreck without being collected.
You're a guy that has done everything in this sport. Why does a 3rd place finish bring tears to your eyes?
I never dreamed of being a car owner, and to have the last couple of years develop and to be a car owner and to finish 3rd at the Daytona 500 as a car owner is just something I'm mentally not prepared for, emotionally not prepared for, and just extremely thankful. A lot of people to be thankful for, and of course Carvana and Shaq, who got his car in top 3. Maury Gallagher, my former partner in the team. Nighthead Capital coming in and was there.
And Tom, you was asking about like racing the other races. One of these interviews he was talking about. They asked him in that, and he was saying, you know, of course he's going to do the super speedways. Always did good. Nate did that.
Just getting ready to say
did that in Indy.
So he'll do Talladega.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So basically, the big race, maybe do the 600. But like it's what he was talking about is that you can't. He just can't bring one of their cars to Phoenix and just show up and not finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to happen at those. So that just tells you the difference between, you know, what the cars or the difference are. Why, you know, some teams some teams win everywhere they go in certain spots. So in those mile and a half tracks are so much better. All right, Terry, let's hear Kyle. Go ahead.
Will he race at Charlotte too? You think, Kevin?
He might do the 600.
Is he allowed in the All-Star race, Terry?
He won it. He should be.
He should.
That's
be.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way.
I'm not.
He should be. He should be in the All-Star race. All of them should be. But
they probably put Castro Neves.
But wouldn't that kind of be the equivalent of putting Brett Favre in the Pro Bowl? I mean, you know, he's a retired driver.
But that's it. If Brett Favre can still qualify for the NFC Championship.
Well, he's on a roster, Tom. He's not like
yeah, I guess.
not teaching high school football.
There was a year Mark Martin was running a limited schedule. He won the All-Star race, and they got him on the radio. He says, as long as Jack Roush gives me a car, I'll race.
Well, how long did Darrell Waltrip do the All-Star? Didn't he used to just show up and just do the All-Star race a couple years?
He got
after
in
he retired.
Yeah. In '95, you should have won when I was there, and he wrecked.
I think anybody anybody that's won a NASCAR championship or whatever the rules are to get in the
Should be
All-Stars
automatically.
that's still alive
Should have automatically be. If they want in
if Richard Petty can walk in there right now and get up to speed, he should be allowed to race.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I guess you're right. I mean, it's kind of like this.
You got 20 cars in a race.
You don't have to be an athlete to drive a car.
Like they're not easy.
It's kind of like the senior tour.
Well, I mean,
well, you got to fix that sentence there, Chip. Well,
if you can make speed.
Well, there's not many to call it non-athletic is
that might be a stretch.
Is a little
disingenuous.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, Jimmy Johnson could whip any one of us sitting at this table. So I'll just go ahead and tell you that. And it wouldn't even be close.
the reaction times that they have,
the reflexes
Really?
and the heart monitors.
Really? Kenny Schrader, man, raced his what?
Dave
76,
Marcus.
77?
Dave Marcus.
Okay, this is what I'm going to try to explain to you, and like I was trying to explain to Tom. I mean, not Tom, but Andre one time. He was saying that golfers it's not a real sport. Or
All right,
whatever.
now that's a whole different thing.
He says golfers aren't a real sport because y'all go out there and drink and smoke and goof around on the course. I'm like,
not the
that's not what the good ones are,
not
Terry.
what the professionals are
so
doing.
Terry, whoever you just mentioned, was it not Morgan Shepherd? Who'd you just say?
Kenny Schrader. Morgan Shepherd too.
As you see, Jimmy's not after winning championships at this age.
Dave Marcus never was.
But I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy Johnson's in better shape than anybody on that tour. I guarantee.
Oh, I guarantee he runs
he does the
26
triathlons
miles.
and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All right, listen to the wine fest from Kyle Busch.
Yeah, please. Get some
We'll start with the wreck.
Have some cheese.
The end of the Daytona 500 to potentially win it.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, innocent bystander coming off a turn 2 over there. How disappointing is this one?
Looks like the fastest car got in a hurry to get to the wreck. Logano was by far the fastest car today. Saw a lot of laps led, and he could about do anything. The Penske cars are very strong. And we still got 20 laps to go, and he's trying to go through the middle and make a hole that isn't there, and just
I agree.
Created chaos. So hate it for all of our guys on the Zone Chevrolet. We had a fast car, and we were in position and just kind of biding our time and seeing what was going to happen next. And you got to know how wide your race car is to be able to find a hole that it'll fit in, and he obviously doesn't know that.
Thanks, Scott.
That's not. He's telling the truth.
The hole was there.
There was nothing there.
Yes, there was.
There was nothing there.
If there's nothing there, why does Stenhouse have to move down to block him?
Your guy tried to go through a hole that was never there.
Yeah, if the hole wasn't there, why does Stenhouse have to come down and block him?
Well, you're right. He come down. He took him away. Every driver
because
does
there was
that.
a hole there.
Every driver does that.
The point is, once the block was made, the hole wasn't there, and he kept trying to go. It's his fault. I mean, what are you guys arguing about?
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing to argue about. Joey Logano doing something stupid.
I mean, what are you guys arguing about something that's pretty obvious? I mean, that's what it was. Only 20 laps to go, right? So you're not going to give up the track position near the end of the race.
You're not going to give it to him.
I don't really follow NASCAR, and I'm smart enough to figure that out.
He is a champion who is about like Blaney was when he won it. They sit back and want to cry because they think everybody's supposed to move over.
He wasn't the one crying.
Nobody's going to move over for them.
It's not I-85. You don't just get out of the way as somebody who's faster than you. I mean, it's different. So, I mean, this seems like a moot point. I mean, of course, Bush.
Do y'all teach that nowadays? The last few times I've been on 85, the people in the left lane are going like 55. And
well, you know
what,
Kevin, what I teach them is like if you put them in the right lane, then they got to worry about that merging traffic. So I'm like, if you're hauling a camper or something, you probably – but still, you got to worry about. So I put my drivers in the middle.
Yeah,
I put mine in the middle, and that way, all right. If he goes around you, that's fine. Don't go over there in the left lane. None of my drivers. Now I got a few girls that want to drive 90 miles an hour, but it's funny. These girls want to drive faster than the boys. I mean, it's like I have to say, all right, hon, I'm trying to get home and eat dinner tonight. I don't feel like going to the hospital.
They think they're invincible.
But. You're right. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. But you're trying to apply an I-85 mentality to NASCAR racing. That's not the way it works.
Well,
especially late in the race.
Let's listen to Kyle Busch complain some more.
I don't know. I haven't seen a replay, but got beat by NASCAR procedures again. Just not being able to get back out on the racetrack.
Did you feel like you should have still been able to work on the car?
I have 4 flat tires out there, and we have these air jack systems in the car, mandatory by NASCAR, and the guy carries around an empty air bottle to plug up to the car. So couldn't plug it up so I can make my own return back to pit road. said I just wanted to push, so they decided for 3 laps to figure out how to hook it up to tow us back in. Towed us into a work area where our guys reviewed the car, looked over the car, didn't see anything massively wrong. All the wheels were pointed in the right direction. We put 4 new tires on it to go back out to basically see what the next process was going to be for us. And then was told that if you need to work on it and repair it, you got to go back to that place. But if you go back to that place, they park you. So what are we supposed to do to continue to work on it now that we've got 4 new tires on it and all the wheels are pointed in the right direction?
Did they say maybe you didn't meet minimum speed, or had not gone green yet?
It hadn't gone green.
It hadn't gone green, yeah.
Hadn't gone green yet. You can't meet minimum speed if it's not green.
Were you and Austin just biding your time back there? You know, do you think you guys could have gotten those 2 ahead of you if things stayed the way they were?
I don't know that we would have been able to get the 2 and the 12. Their pace when they would get hooked up together and pushing each other was the fastest we've had all weekend. So I don't think us 2, or even if we had a couple more behind us, was going to be able to go around the outside of them and drive by them. It was going to be a tough road to hoe.
There you go, Tarek.
Mm-hmm. He's telling the truth. He should have 3 opportunities. He only had 1. And then, I mean, you know, they never really gave him a chance. And I don't blame him. After you asking me to do something, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And then there's no time coming off. I cannot get out there and go minimum speed because the whole race is stopped.
Yeah.
So what are you asking me to do?
The rule says you can only leave the garage once to reach minimum speed. So since he left and never reached minimum speed, even though he came back when under the caution,
It never was.
He can't go back
started.
to the garage, and he can't go to the pit road for fixes in that situation. Only fuel. So basically, they're saying he shouldn't have went back out there.
Okay. Why don't you tell me that?
If they're gonna have these nitpicky rules, there needs to be a judge or somebody down there to give the teams guidance.
All right, guys.
It's like golf. They got to go over. If there's something
Rules
wrong here,
official.
you call him to come.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know?
Yeah.
We do have an announcement to make though. JP and Brooke. Hey y'all.
There's
Wave.
Brooke.
Y'all 2 wave with the camera.
Hey,
there.
Brooke looks just like
She is
doing
like
JP's
JP.
role perfectly.
Oh my
Look at that.
God! Look at
He
her.
taught her everything he knows.
JP has taught her well.
Eat breakfast and look at my phone. But
Brooke, you're a pretty smile though. We like that.
all right, let's
part
see if
of
she
it.
can let's see if she can turn her mic on and say hi. Hey, Brooke.
Hi.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now turn whatever level you're on, turn as loud as it can go.
Crank that thing up.
All right, so did you 2 know that currently y'all 2 right now have more NASCAR Cup points than Chase Briscoe, and he drove in the Daytona 500?
No.
Did you know that, JP? You're 67 points ahead of Chase Briscoe right now.
Really? I would have guessed that.
All right, just making sure. I'm glad you guys.
Do you know what points are, JP?
Say again. I can't really.
Do
hear
you know what points?
He don't
are?
have his headphones on. He's just
Yeah. Do you know
my
what
headphones
points
don't work,
are?
So I can't really hear.
Okay.
He does.
No. All right. So anyway, thank you guys for participating in that segment. Chase Briscoe has negative 67 points right now, guys. He was just docked 100 NASCAR points. He had earned 33 in the race. And so everyone at this table, everyone listening to this broadcast, everyone watching this broadcast on YouTube is now more qualified for the NASCAR Cup playoffs than Chase Briscoe, driver of the 19 car.
Weren't they fined $100,000 too?
Yep. Bunch of people kicked out and suspended and all that other stuff. I was just wanting to brag about how we're leading Chase Briscoe right now in the NASCAR Cup standings. All right. Any other thoughts, Terry, on anything? We're in Atlanta this week.
Oh yeah, another great race.
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
I love Atlanta, man, too.
They're not letting them practice, and drivers are complaining about that.
Weather?
Nope.
Why not?
NASCAR. What else they got to do just to make
the rules
everybody,
up as they go.
everybody mad? All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Start your engine! The green flag is out at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
The intensity is on right here. It is 2 wide for the first 3 rows. 3 wide middle goes the lap machine of Bubba Wallace. Big time push from Bubba Wallace to Kyle Busch. Wallace looks inside. Busch right at the Blaze Rubber. Crossover move. Kyle Busch up high. They're 3 wide for the lead.
The M Better Health 400 from Atlanta, Sunday, February 23rd at 2 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Jordan Davis, who is now expecting baby number 4.
Fourth one's coming. We were in Brisbane. I'm hoping 4 is where we cap it.
You do know what causes it.
I know. I know.
I'm just checking.
We got to stop this, but we're excited.
That's Jordan Davis this week on Country Countdown USA.
Wednesday at 1 p.m. on WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and KTCBroadcasting.com. It's time to vote. Time to vote for the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant as Best Seafood Restaurant, Best Salad and Salad Bar, Best Sweet Tea, and Best Curbside Pickup. It's the 2025 Community Citizens Awards. Just go to GastonGazette.com and vote for the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant. The Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, online at thecaptainscap.com.
You got to check it out. The Lithia Creek Tavern Bar and Grill at the Lincoln Country Club. They have all your favorite beverages along with some great food. All kinds of sandwiches along with soups. Check out their breakfast items too, including the breakfast hash. Open 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 7 till 8 p.m. on Sunday. Book your event at the Lincoln Country Club. And for tea times, call the Pro Shop at 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club in Lithia Creek Tavern Bar and Grill. Both at 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too. Don't miss the Dodge President's Day sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Just announced. Lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $278 per month for 24 months. $39.99 total due at lease signing. No security deposit required. Lease payment term is factored in. A $6,500 EV incentive provided by lender. See dealer for details. Don't miss it. The Dodge President's Day sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Attention John Deere shoppers. James River Equipment's Blue Tag specials are going on now.
Which means huge savings on compact and utility tractors, residential and commercial mowers, Gator utility vehicles, and more. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/Blue Tag for more.
Get up to $2,500 off MSRP on John Deere riding mowers, up to $3,000 off MSRP on John Deere commercial mowers, and up to $10,000 off MSRP on John Deere utility tractors. James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North, Shelby.
Hi, welcome back to the Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
Good job, bro. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, let's see. We're going to start with, we'll do this. Y'all like Oscar Robertson?
I do.
Terry, you like Oscar Robertson?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
My favorite point guard.
All right. You think what he has to say means a lot?
As long as he don't say Larry Bird's terrible.
You think you and I have talked about this already?
Well, Draymond said so much. Who cares what Draymond says? People. This is what I mean. One guy can say this, and one guy can say that. The game is what it is. People either like the game or they don't, and I think people enjoy the game, especially if their team can win. And you look at the basketball, it might be boring to him because if he's not passing the ball to Curry, what is he doing?
Triple single.
Not to single that out because I think he knows how to play basketball, but he passes the ball to Curry more than anyone I've ever seen in basketball. And so it means a lot. So, it might be boring to him at times because of what he's doing, maybe it is boring when he's out there. He's not shooting a lot, and he's not guarding a lot. So it's boring.
The man is out of the rocks.
You just said that. He just said that.
No,
everything Oscar Robertson is good unless you don't say that bad about Larry Bird. Tommy.
I mean, he's not even in the same category rebounding as Draymond is. So there we go.
Oh my gosh.
You forget
Here
that.
we go.
He can't.
I bet Oscar Robertson has more rebounds than Draymond Green.
Yeah, for his career.
Draymond only averages 7. Oscar Robertson averages a triple-double one year.
Oh, he did it 1 year.
Well, that's more than Draymond.
Russell Westbrook's done that 2 tons of times, and they don't nobody want to put him on the same level as Oscar.
I like how matter of fact he was. It's just like it's so obvious. What are we even talking about? All he does is pass
just remember,
the ball.
Oscar, when Draymond gets up there and he's in the Hall of Fame with you, don't be complaining.
There's no way.
Trust me.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Draymond's a Hall of Famer?
He probably will be.
No, he will not.
How many championship Oscar wins?
One, wasn't it?
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah, but he contributed to the championship, unlike Draymond.
Terry, Will Purdue has 5 champions.
I mean,
Judd Bushler has 3. I mean,
all right. Now remember, we're told all the time. Every day we wake up and we're told by the kids today that today's NBA players, today's athletes are bigger, faster, stronger, more skilled than ever. So we're going to go to highlights in Chicago. I think it's Tristan Thompson warming up from 6 feet away. 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 4.
That ain't even a 4.
0 for 5. Tell you, this person is paid $11 million a year.
is he missing on purpose?
Nope. $11 million a year, missed 8 straight shots from 6 feet away.
Well, he's almost pushing it off the.
Sometimes your only talent has to be tallness, Tom. That's all it is.
Well, he was part of our championship team. I guess he's still technically on the roster. I mean, I don't think he gets to play very much, but
he's part of your team.
He's part of the team.
Here's
now.
the worm.
The one is so easy to play. He's so easy to play. He don't have any moves. Sit and turn on, did it? All move he has is straight down the line. He ain't got no moves. Where's he going? Where's he going? That's quick.
Straight downhill, man. And just
said that'll be shit. You stop that. Scottie Pippen first shut his ass down quick before I get to him. This game is too simple. He just big. Now 260, whatever, 6'8", 6'9". That's the only thing he got, pretty much. I play against guys 7 foot 300, so it doesn't really matter.
What about KD?
KD, same thing. I mean,
if the Bulls or Pistons or anybody, Terry, said, Dennis, guard LeBron this game, does he get 20? Whole game. Say, you ain't got no other to do but guard LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He gets 20.
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
On Rodman?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I think
just because he says he's going to shoot.
He only averages 27 as a career against people that don't guard him. I'm saying, what is he going to do with somebody that does guard? Have we not watched it? He held Shaq under 20s a couple of times.
If he plays in Rodman's era, yeah, but if he plays in today's era, no.
That's what I'm saying. Because, I mean, his whole 3-point shooting is good now.
Well, not only that, but you couldn't play defense on him today because everything would be a foul. That's why he drives in like he does, and then he cries to the refs. I mean, that's all he does. But
here's your most career 40 points games. LeBron had his 79th this week, tying Allen Iverson for 6th all time. Elgin Baylor's at 5, James Harden 4, Kobe 3, Michael at 2 with 173. And Wilt Chamberlain, 271 40-point games.
That'll never even been sniffed. That'll never even, nobody will ever get.
Just out of curiosity, I had this was brought up to me at a game I was working this week. Your top center of all time, your top 5 or number 5 position. Who would you pick?
If I'm playing against and not caring who you pick next.
Yeah. No, just who's your best center?
Akeem Olajuwon.
Okay. Terry?
If I had to pick a center?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Probably Bill Russell.
Okay. Tom?
I got to go with Wilt, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask the 3 of y'all. Wilt or Shaq?
Wilt. Oh, Wilt.
I had a bunch of millennials sitting here trying to tell me I was crazy for bringing up Wilt versus Shaq.
Wilt might be, look, if he was around today, like, we're talking like, that's Dwight Howard basically playing in the 60s or whatever. Like, we're talking about one of the best athletes ever. Yeah. He's a high jumper and like,
They're saying
Kareem is a black belt, by the way.
Yeah, they're saying Wilt was too thin, that Shaq would just muscle him inside.
Oh my gosh, these people have got. What did we do in society where we announced that Shaq was the greatest thing ever.
Because he's on TV, Kevin.
We
he's
watched
on TV.
I watched Olajuwon smoke him. I've got the.
I watched Yao Ming play him to a match. Play him to a
don't let me
draw.
Don't let me bring up Greg Ostertag and Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is 4-0 against him in the playoffs, and he's Rodman size. Yeah. So we talk about will Rodman guard anyone? Real quick on the Jordan thing, the 40 points. He was more likely to score 40 than he was to get under 20. 173 40-point games, but 146 under 20 games.
The reason why people think the players today, because there is so much more footage on these players, you can cherry pick more of their best moments.
That was the thing too.
That's all it is.
They said there's no proof he actually scored 100 in a game because it wasn't. He said they're saying
there's a big conspiracy on that he didn't.
If you had the amount of footage on Wilt Chamberlain as you do the people today, you just don't have it. I mean, and it's just like you can cut out all that, like that one that Kevin showed where LeBron bricked 3 in a row and then nobody was scoring. That doesn't get on your Instagram reel. What gets on your Instagram reel is a dunk or a 3-point or whatever.
I talked to them.
It's all media framing.
I was talking about my all-time starting 5, and I talked to them about I might potentially move Bill Russell down to the 4. And they were like, they said I was crazy for choosing Bill Russell over Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan. And I was like, I mean, those are both really phenomenal players. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, that's not a bad choice.
I'm not a Duncan fan, so you'll never hear me I just.
Chip, what year?
Put it this way.
What year were you born?
82.
You are a millennial.
So barely. And
just want to go ahead and tell you, you're a millennial.
The whole Duncan Robinson and all that stuff bothers me. How Duncan keeps getting rated so high, when if they played 1-on-1, Robinson's winning, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. And here's the thing: let's say they switch their career timelines.
Yep.
Okay, and Duncan plays with Avery Johnson and Vinny Del Negro and Danny Ferry. Does he win 4 championships?
Don't forget Sean Elliott.
And if David Robinson plays with Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard,
Danny Green,
does he win 4 championships? If the timelines are reversed, I don't even think. So the whole Duncan thing, like I said, they go to Olympics. Ginobili beats him and LeBron on the same team.
And David Robertson plays as a 4, not a 5.
What?
That's because Duncan Blasey was a 4.
Well, he was a center, and he wanted to be claimed the 4 because he didn't want to be compared to the other centers. So he wanted to be called the greatest power forward of all time because compared to the other centers, nobody would think that because you're second place on your own dang team.
That's what I'm saying. So flip, like you said, flip the careers. Let David Robinson play the 4 instead of the 5 too, and see what he does.
Oh, well, yeah, if he had a center like the whole time, but the whole Duncan thing bothers me. I'm not saying he's not good. He's like Karl Malone to me. Like they're both very good, but I'll take Barkley and some other people and a bunch of other centers over I with Karl Malone and Tim Duncan for anything. Like okay, you bring Tim Duncan, I got to keep Olajuwon. Okay, like that's what I said. That's why I picked Olajuwon.
Yeah,
and because not only can he defend everybody like Russell, he can score like Wilt. So there's nobody you put out there that I would walk out there and be like, we're in trouble today because we got Akeem and you got somebody else.
Yeah.
Like if I got Shaq, my center can still get 30.
Yeah.
Shaq didn't defend anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He got his rebound and dunked on people. He liked to push big, tall, 7-foot white boys out of the way and dunk on them. But again, like any other center, there's nobody else I'm worried about getting killing my center. We're gonna break even or whatever if I got Akeem out there.
You have to remember, Shaq's on TV, so he must be the best ever. I mean,
but they don't give Barkley that credit at all.
Well, no, I mean
that's what's weird about it.
I'll tell you what, if Barkley would have, I saw the video where you had Wilt Chamberlain working out. If Barkley would have worked out like that, you imagine how good he would have been. But Barkley, I'll tell you, man, he didn't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't do all that stuff.
That's what Pippen called him out. Remember when Pippen and Barkley were playing together on the Rockets, and Pippen got frustrated with it one time and was getting interviewed. He's like, Michael was right about him. If he's too lazy to work, that's why he's never going to win a championship.
That's what Kobe said about Shaq. Kobe said he could be the greatest ever if he had worked hard, and so when people talk about LeBron, these kids today, I put Wilt and Shaq and LeBron all kind of in the same category as your bodies gave you the advantage, not your skills. There's way more skilled. Tim Duncan's way more skilled than Shaq. That's probably why I beat him a lot. Yeah. But Shaq didn't win a championship without the best shooting guard on his team in the NBA. True or false?
Whatever year
That's
it was.
probably true.
Whatever year it was.
He won 4 championships, and he had the best shooting guard in the NBA on his team.
But then Shaq and him always had conversations because sometimes Shaq thought Kobe shot too much.
Well, I'm talking about Dwayne Wade too.
Well, Dwayne Wade too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't win of anybody else except the best shooting guard in the NBA with no Michael in the league and no other centers in the league.
And,
so Shaq's dominance
and made the finals with Penny.
He made the finals with Penny, but Shaq's dominance happened after all the good centers retired and with the best shooting guard in the league. So that's how dominant he was.
It's funny when you mentioned like Dwayne Wade because I know I saw a interview with him, and he acted like nobody's really thought I did anything. He said they thought, well, I got LeBron. He said I was leading Miami.
Yeah.
He said I'm the one who took the back seat when LeBron come.
Mm-hmm.
He said so we would all be good, and Bosh took his back seat, so they had all play together. And he is like, he said people act like I didn't play. He says I could score with anyone, and he's telling the truth, so don't put me down.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was very. These young men were very. And I go, what's the next generation after millennials? Because I don't know if it's
that's Gen Z.
Yeah, they were a bunch of Gen Z guys.
But on the backside of it, Shaquille could play.
I mean,
some people like you.
He's got game, no doubt about it. I would argue.
I mean, if it really had to be physical,
he's a borderline top 5 center.
Yeah,
and
then he was going to move whoever was guarding him around.
Yeah,
because you was not going to stop him.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I put Wilt. Wilt's my. I agree with Tom. I do Wilt. I don't think Bill Russell's a bad selection. Akeem is arguably maybe the greatest all around center of all time.
But I don't put Tim Duncan down. Tim Duncan could play.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But it's a difference in saying the greatness of these icons versus are they the best at what they do.
That's the only reason when we speak of Shaquille, I think of what he would do if you pissed him off. Because you're not going to stop him.
If you got him motivated. Yeah,
and the best thing you're going to do is foul him. Make him go to the free throw line to beat you.
You could stop him if they're calling charges and walks, which they don't.
Yeah.
Don't call.
Yeah.
All right. Well, All-Star Weekend, Terry. I've got some, quick thoughts on some of that. The dunk contest. Here's how I'd fix it. How about require?
Saw the boy dunk over a car. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We've already seen that before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else you gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. We've already seen that exact same thing.
The dunk contest, there's nothing else you can do.
So here's my fix. First of all, it has to be All-Stars.
Okay.
The 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the skills competition, All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 12 on each team, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 dunkers on each team. You got 4. There you go. It ain't that hard.
However many they had with this 4-team tournament or whatever.
Pick the 4 best shooters. You got your shooting contest. Like, I don't want to see these people that I don't know in the dunk contest.
Mac McClung.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't. He's made more money in dunk contests than he has playing in the G League.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care about any of those. I don't care about any of those people. Nothing about it. Until I want all stars. And then, Terry, like you said, we've all seen these things before. How about turn into some type of like a horse or pig competition to where I do this dunk, you have to do it. Whoever gets the higher points, you're out. Some type of head-to-head, like I'm doing something. I'm jumping from the free throw line, whatever. Something more than just like you said. Hey, we got three random judges, 2 of which have never dunked a basketball before, but they probably should be judging. Like, why is Lisa Leslie judging anything, or whoever it is that's never dunked a basketball? Why I'm not? I shouldn't be judging the dunk contest. But put people. Well, you got David Thompson over there. That's a good judge. Yeah. I'd probably things like that. But I want all stars. That's my number one. And then you fix the rules everywhere else. All stars.
Pro Bowl, the skills competitions, it's the guys elected to the Pro Bowl to do it.
They're so stupid too. These things used to be fun and good, and then they don't care.
Well, people they used to care about them.
Now, fixing the All-Star game, Terry, you have to go. And I hate to say this, Major League Baseball might have got that one right. The winner gets the finals freaking home court.
Yes.
Or the only other thing you could do, $200,000 to the winner, nothing to the loser.
Yeah.
I want to know who picked the teams. How was those teams picked?
Did the coaches select them? Did Chuck and
how
Shaq
in the world
select?
did Shaq get all of them guys on one team?
Or maybe I think they call it the OG team. So maybe it's based on years.
I mean, I don't care who picked them. Chicago had the best team when they even put them out there. I mean, you had the shooters and you got to score. So you got the best shooters they are in the NBA on your team.
I just do East West and if you want people if you want people to care it,
I read a report.
The finals.
I read a report, and I don't know. It might be a little swayed, but U.S. versus the world.
I don't care that much. Why can't we do East West?
Okay, I just
like what is that?
Why have we changed that?
That's what I'm saying. Like what was the?
Because they weren't caring.
Well, they don't care now.
Well, but the one thing like.
They care about money. They don't want to get hurt and not getting paid.
Jokic and Giannis both made the argument. They're like, if I was playing against the U.S., he said, I would care. I'd want to prove myself.
I mean, they probably would. The Europeans would, but like, I don't know. I like the whole East-West thing. Hey, we're playing those guys, and these are our best. And sorry, Tom, I hate it for you, but like the 4th Cavalier probably shouldn't be on the All-Star team. I mean. Not even Cavalier, whatever team it is, you probably shouldn't have 4 or 3's probably like even with the Chicago Bulls, like let's say you got Pippen and Jordan, like I don't want to add a 3rd one, like I don't think any of the rest of them need to be out there.
So they separate, I think, by years because like Shaq, they call them the OGs, and then Kenny's was the young stars, and then who was that? And then Chuck's was the global star.
Just play East West. Pay one a significantly more amount of money. $500,000 for the winners, $100,000 for losers. Whatever the difference is to make them try, because that's what's going to make them try.
Yeah.
If I'm going to get $1 million, you tell me the NBA can't afford $12 million for the winners? Come on.
They're giving you $500,000 if you win that preseason tournament there.
Well, then there you go, $1 million.
Good call.
All right, here's you talk about the OGs. You got one of the best players in the NBA. Jimmy Butler for the Warriors here warming up. It just goes to show you how good some of these old fellas used to be. This is him trying to get a shot off on Jerry Stackhouse. Nope. Try him again. Nope. Jerry don't try to block it. He gets it off. But like, people don't realize, Terry, like, yeah, I can shoot, but not with a 6'6" guy in front of me playing defense. People don't get that a lot of times, is that the defenders has a lot to do with how well you shoot. Like Steph Curry, unguardable, could probably shoot 80% from 3 or 70, something like that. But like somebody on him, he shoots 40, so like in a game and stuff. But that's just crazy. Just Stackhouse, an old retired coach. And Jimmy can't even get it close to all.
Did you see the text I sent you into the week about Charles Barkley's quote?
What did he say
about load management? He's like, wait a minute, you gonna make $70 million a year and you can't play basketball 3 or 4 days a week? They fly private. They got the best medical staff ever created. People working the street mill every day, or people working in the steel mill every day. I'm pretty sure they're tired too, but they go to work every day.
I got here's a proposal for someone on the NBA or basketball in general. See what you guys think. This is like a softball rule. All right. Teams are only allowed to shoot 25 threes per game.
Kevin, that's dumb.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy says,
a limit.
This is Eddie Johnson, former NBA player, Terry.
I don't care what he says.
I would love the NBA to rule to allow only threes 25 times a game, and then we can watch the beauty of basketball return.
Well,
nothing like a basketball offense using all 5 players running 94 feet, leading to eye-pleasing fast breaks.
Just get out. Just get rid of the 3-point line. Just get rid of I'm fine with the 3-point line gone. I am, because that would make you play basketball. You know
That's
what I mean?
Eddie's saying.
No, he's not. He's saying there should be a limit.
Right.
Just get rid of it.
You said 0.
Get rid of it.
He said 25.
Yeah, but now that
you have a harder limit than he does.
0. No, I mean just get rid of it.
I would love to see him put the 3-point line
like
cut
your
off
suggestion.
the corner because that opens up the post play and cuts off like just the idiot standing in the corner not doing anything.
Yeah, but you would he's trying to say you would get better you would get more entertaining basketball than doofus out there. Porzingis 7'6".
That's what I'm saying. Like you have LeBron drive or whoever drive the lane, and then you got 2 guys sitting in each corner. if they're sitting in the corner of that 3-point line's there, now we're not so much. Those guys they're not 7-foot specialists sitting there shooting threes. Those guys are probably slashers instead, like Iguodala and stuff like that. You want your wings down there, or Barkley's and Karl Malone's, some bruisers and stuff, and actually get some work down there. But Terry, your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm thinking about it. Well, what's an average now for the NBA? 40 threes a game
per team?
Yeah, at an average now.
I don't even.
The reason I'm saying that because the other day I'm watching Toronto, and there's a 6'8" guy who gets the ball underneath the basket. I'm talking all he has to do is turn and lay it in because there's nobody guarding him. Correct. And he passes it back out to a corner for a guy taking a three. I'm like, so you gave up this 99% that you're going to lay it in for two to give it up to a guy on the outside who's shooting 40%.
The average is around 35-ish.
And that's going to keep going up.
Boston 48.
Yeah. Boston led the league last year in 48.
Chicago 43
attempts a game.
Golden State 42.5. Cleveland 41.
Yeah, there was a highlight of LaMelo. He was
Charlotte 40.
He was like a foot and a half from finger rolling it, and then he kicked it out to one of those dudes I've never heard of for a three in the corner.
Well, that's when I said Toronto, because this guy, like I said, you lay it in. That's how come you're last.
Like that play wouldn't. Yeah, that's what. There you go, the Hornets.
Yeah, because you don't take the two, but you dish it out for somebody on the side to take a shot.
That's LeBron's fault in the corner three's fault. That's his career move. It's been his career move. All right, we talked to Iverson last week. I found a good highlight, Terry. 50 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers as a rookie. And then, Tom, y'all are just getting smoked here. Let's see some Iverson.
Gets his first field goal. Very good shooter, and we were talking before the game.
Stackhouse is on this team. Now, here's what I want you guys to look at. Every time Iverson drives, count the people in the lane. And then think about today's action, Terry, with everyone out of the 3-point line. Nobody there to stop Iverson. This is what we was talking about. It's like he might be the long-time leading scorer if nobody could guard him.
Depleted by injuries, being hurt by the other team's bench.
Go ahead, Chip. What you got?
When this is done.
No, we're just listening to
Iverson.
Just for the record, Draymond Green's career average is 6.9 total rebounds a game. Oscar Robertson's 7.5.
Terry.
For a point guard.
But look at this. There's Brad Daugherty in there. Bob Sura. Bob Sura's not having a good game right now. chasing Allen Iverson. But I'm just trying to tell you folks, the kids today, you have no idea what this man would do to this league right now with nobody guarding him. But every time we go to the lane, guys, there's Danny Ferry down there waiting to go help David Robinson here.
Overweight Sean Kemp.
Well, look, there's two people we shooting over. There's two people in the lane. It's almost that's unheard of today in the Nuba.
You guys didn't dream of still Goskus down there as a center.
Tom, y'all still holding it down over there in the East?
Oh yeah, they look real good.
They annihilated New York last night.
I'm gonna tell you what, New York might as well just sit back because Boston just beat the crap out of them a couple days ago, and Cleveland did it last night.
We've been saying it for 2 months. It's Cleveland, Boston, and everybody else.
Yeah,
in the East. How's Charlotte doing?
Well, they beat the Lakers.
We were 14-40. We beat the Los Angeles Lakers.
We beat the Los Angeles Lucas.
Yeah, they did. They beat them, and then the very next game, Ball has to set out because he did something to his foot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work to beat LeBron.
Whatever, man.
The center that failed his physical that they're disputing is sitting out for health purposes right now.
Mark
he's still back with Charlotte.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, but he's not playing right now.
He did play against the Lakers.
But played with Charlotte.
He played against the Lakers.
Oh, he did play.
Yeah, he did play. They're going to have. I don't know if he's sitting any forward, but they are now 259, the fourth worst record in the league. Then that does not guarantee you a top 3 lottery pick. Of course, teams are talking about the number 1 pick. Of course, everybody's going to want the kid from Duke. Apparently. We'll see where that goes in the future. But, yeah, Hornets are way out of 31 games back.
He might return to school.
Yeah, well, okay.
I felt sorry for NC State the other night, Terry.
You felt sorry. I was watching them.
They were getting annihilated. I was like, oh, my God.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad you mentioned
Where was that Carolina team been all year?
Yeah.
No. Before y'all say anything, 3 straight days we got nothing but nonsense texts from Terry, and I'm sitting there watching the Carolina game, waiting on my text to come through. I didn't get any damn text, Terry.
What?
You ain't texting 3 days since then. Tom, you got any text since that game? Any texts?
I didn't send out no text about that game.
I'm not exactly.
That's kind
I
of the
knew
point.
better.
No, that's what I'm saying. The 2 days before, you sent out like
stupid.
40
Did you hear that?
texts.
Did you hear that? I only send texts when I know it's going to be when I know it's going to work out.
I'm not stupid.
And he sent one since. They even done
He
since.
said-
Why do I want to send that out?
He probably sent me 100 texts about Notre Dame.
And Cleveland.
At least 100.
It just,
I will.
and they
send
hadn't sent
Cleveland.
nothing this week.
I will send Cleveland because I mean Tom knows
I was
he's
just looking
sitting right here beside me in this hallway on this Saturday morning that he knows deep in his heart we're not going to get to Boston, but we're not going to beat them in 7. He knows that. He knows that. He knows that with the bottom of his heart. That's not going to happen.
We made the Hunter trade. I think we're good. I think we're solid now.
I'm still saying, Tom,
he was the last piece.
No,
he's the last.
Tom,
Well, one of you's gotta
score. Let me put it to you like this.
One of you's gotta get through Giannis.
42. That we ain't worrying about that.
What did you ask?
But who said up better to get through Giannis?
I said one of you two has to get through Giannis.
We've got 2 7-footers.
That's fine, but you still got to get through.
We can get through him.
Yeah, Boston can take care
I mean,
of
Tom,
him.
he's won the championship, and y'all haven't. So, like,
all I do is
I'm just saying, you got to get through Giannis.
We can get through Giannis.
Cleveland's not scoring no 142 on us.
Y'all might not have to get through Giannis. They might take care of Boston.
You know, that's not gonna happen either. I mean,
Well,
Damon's
don't get me wrong.
Game
Cleveland
7
played
buzzer
very
beater.
well last night. They did.
Do what?
Damon's going to hit Lillard's going to hit a Game 7 buzzer beater.
Oh Lord,
He knows.
Throw
he knows.
Boston out.
He's the same way. He knows in 7 games that's not gonna happen.
all right? Who's better off now? Who's your favorite in the West across the board now?
Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
For sure.
Okay, so I think SGA's going to get his first MVP this
Not
year.
Denver?
No.
No, they playing good. though.
You better watch out.
You better not cry.
You better watch out for Denver.
For who? LeBron, Tom?
Not LeBron. No, I'm just telling you that once Denver gets going here down
You
the
don't
stretch,
want Denver to make the championship. Boston.
I think that's what Tom-
Boston will destroy them.
No. Destroyed, wasn't it?
My question is, Terry, on the Lakers, how is that going to fit? Luka is a ball
Oh,
dominant.
that's not going to happen. I've already told people when that happened, that's the worst deal anybody could have.
Luka's a ball dominant scorer. LeBron is a ball dominant stat patter. Neither one of them play a lick of defense. I don't understand. I didn't understand putting Kyrie with Luka, and now putting LeBron with Luka.
Well, now they're having to talk about who should be taking the last shot.
I don't think it should be a question. I would give it to the best shooter.
You know,
It's Luka Doncic.
Well, no. When they played the other day, they gave it to LeBron.
I know who they gave. I know who they gave it to.
Luka
And you saw
wasn't
what
shooting
happened.
good.
Yeah.
Well, Luka wasn't shooting good.
LeBron had the hot hand that quarter, is what they
he
said.
had 16 points in the fourth
And
quarter.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but you saw the result.
You know.
He's not. I don't. You can say a lot of things about LeBron. Clutch is not one of them.
You just planked it. Like,
Well, I ain't got nothing with what they've done because to me they just helped everybody out by taking Luka. Because you let your number one threat on defense go, and Anthony Davis, but now you have to sit back on the backside and say, okay, now Anthony Davis ain't even playing.
How can you?
wouldn't the Lakers be better off?
Yeah. So
How can you even be considered the GOAT when you're not even one of the first 3 people that come to mind that I would want to take the last shot in the game? Jordan's better than you.
Not on your own team.
Kobe's better than you. Yeah, not even on your Kobe's better than you. Damon's better than you.
I take Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen. I'll take
Ray Allen. Yeah.
yeah, for sure, I'd take Ray.
take a
Allen.
lot of people on your own teams.
Yeah.
That's why he kick out. But no, I was just curious about that. Minnesota, Dallas, Golden State. Does Golden State have a run in on Terry at all?
No.
Jimmy Butler's not a franchise different. Your boy said he's the franchise.
They're
altering.
4-1 since he come. That's all you got to say. Since he arrived, they 4-1.
I will say,
Wembyana is out for the year now.
blood clot.
It might be.
He's done for the season. Yeah, for sure.
This is what ended Chris Bosh's career.
I'm just telling you, anybody that big's like Yao Ming, there's just like because a body's not supposed to be like that.
That's what
why
that's
they
what they're
have
talking about. Is a lot of tall people that tall get this type of thing. Bosh 6'11" had it, and then somebody else.
Lonzo Mourning had it.
Somebody else did too, And
is it career threat?
It just happened.
It can be.
If somebody had it last year and got it fixed. And I can't remember who it was, and they've come back and played, but they're shutting him down for. It's in his left shoulder, I believe. Yeah. So they're going to shut him down.
You're not supposed to be 7'6", man. You're just.
Well, let me tell you another thing too about the situation there. Fox is not good for Dallas. I mean, for San Antonio, because him and Wembanyama, it's like two different levels. One dude's as irate 150 mile an hour. Fox is. Well, Wembanyama cannot move that fast. He can't get up and down the court. When they played Boston, Wembanyama was just absolutely dragging. There's no way he can play in the same league with that guy on the same team.
Well, how'd you like Chris Paul getting him to cheat in his first All-Star exhibition? Chris Paul's nothing. He's just slime. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got baseball and football to talk a little bit about. KDCBroadcasting.com.
The green flag is out at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
The intensity is on right here. It is too wide for the first 3 rows. 3 wide middle goes the lap machine of Bubba Wallace. Big time push from Bubba Wallace to Kyle Busch. Wallace looks inside. Busch right up to Blaze Ripper. Crossover move. Kyle Busch up high. They're 3 wide for the lead.
The M Better Health 400 from Atlanta, Sunday, February 23rd at 2 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Be ready for grass cutting season with a stop in at Boyd's Tire and Appliance and Boyd's Lawn and Gardening Clover. Only a short drive for big savings. Check out their line of Aaron's, John Deere, and Gravely mowers. Get 0% financing for 36 months on a new Gravely mower, but also special discounts on Gravely stand-on equipment. Plus Echo and Steel chainsaws, trimmers, and blowers. That's Boyd's Tire and Appliance and Boyd's Lawn and Garden, 124 South Congress Street in downtown Clover. Online at boydtire.net.
For 5 years, Final Plunge Plumbing has won the prestigious Community Choice Award for Gaston County. Final Plunge Plumbing is a full-service plumbing company, including water and sewer main repairs, water heater replacement, with names like Ream, State Select, Renai, and Navion. They provide upfront pricing, so there's no surprises when you get your bill. First-time customers receive 10% discount up to $500. Choose the best. Choose Final Plunge for your next plumbing job. Call 704-860-5589 or find them online at finalplunge.com. With over 30 years of experience, they do it all at Zeus Auto Repair and Performance in Lincoln. They promise that you'll be completely satisfied with their work, from an oil change to brakes to a North Carolina state inspection. And now they have 3 licensed North Carolina state inspectors, so you don't have to wait. That's Zeus Auto Repair and Performance, 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincoln. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays for inspections. Online at ZeusAutoRepair.com. Listen up, Shelby. In just 15 measly minutes, you can be a Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment in Forest City. They are a Bobcat dealer and have a full line in stock. See their full line of mowers, including Bobcat, Toro, and Spartan. And they are a CID authorized dealer, now offering skid steer and excavator attachments made in America right here in North Carolina. Year-end pricing has been extended through February at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment, 221 Daniel Road in Forest City, this area's premier outdoor equipment destination. You know, spring is just around the corner. Sea Acres Enterprises in Cherryville for your new carport or garage. Keep those spring and summer rains off you and your vehicle. Come in now and you'll have your new carport or garage ready for spring. And don't forget about their metal roofing, 3x12 foot, available in dark blue, rustic red, white, black, and silver Gavaloon for $30 per sheet. They will not be undersold on 40-year painted metal. Acre Enterprises, 1220 Shelby Road, Highway 150 west of Cherryville, right across from Food Line. Online at acrecarports.com and like them on Facebook too.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
I saw Brooke's face looking over at
she had such a soft voice. I thought it was another commercial, actually. So we got to get you to record some commercials, Brooke. You got such a sweet voice. I was just listening to whatever commercial it was. Wait a minute, that's not it. I didn't hear any music or anything. But,
this is that blank commercial.
Welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk. Terry, I'm going to read you something. I'm going to see if you can tell me what this means, okay? All right.
I'm listening.
And tell me what language this is. This batter had a 140 minus OPS plus last year, despite what would have been an all-time unlucky 194-BAPIP. He struck out less, walked more, and according to the new StatCast metrics, was top 10 in bat speed. But you guys got to quit disrespecting this guy. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
First of all, I would have said, can you repeat that?
All right, let me see. Let's try this. There's what's 30 times 30? 900? There's 900 baseball players in baseball. Can you guess which baseball player they're talking about?
Oh, now you're asking me to guess. Is he from the Yankees?
What baseball player would they be making up stats no one's ever heard of to prove how good he is?
Oh, Mike Trout. That's all you'd have to say.
My response was to this guy, you'll never see a Mike Trout lover use real stats. Always advanced metrics every time.
It's like
every time.
How many RBI did he have? What's his slugging percentage? Why don't we just use batting average? Why don't we just use what's the Triple Crown? Batting average,
RBIs,
and home runs.
Well, let me put it to you like this. If I'm sitting in a box and either Tom or Chip come up with some crap like that, first thing I'm going to say, and on to the next batter. I have no clue what they were just talking about.
Today's GOAT just announced that he'll be moving to right field full time. So I've always told you he's not a center fielder because he's not, and they finally moving his fat butt over to right field to play. He's in a commercial with Griffey this week. If Zach saw that, he's going to faint. Like, there's nothing that man does better than King Griffey Jr. except strike out. That's it. The only thing that man has ever done better than King Griffey Jr. is strike out way more than him. And Griffey struck out a lot, to be honest. But it's just insane. The Griffey stuff, they've got to stop that. That dude was, if Bonds didn't hit 73 homers, Terry, would we not be still talking about King Griffey's greatness?
Probably. You're probably
Bonds stole. He's mad about McGuire and them stealing his shine. He straight stole King Griffey Jr.'s shine because nobody sits there. Do we ever talk about King Griffey Jr. anymore? Anybody talk? Is he? Everyone in my generation, Chip, is he not the best overall baseball player we ever saw?
In the 90s, I would say, yeah.
All I know is Barry Bonds is using a glove big enough to catch a tuna in out there with a strawberry basket, Tom. Out there,
But his eye of the ball.
He's got him and Tony Gwynn had the best eye.
Bonds, even before steroid, Bonds with the Pirates gave him a run for his money.
So, you know what? So, Bonds, I'm not saying nothing about that, but what I'm saying is that King Griffey Jr. has been, his greatness has been stolen.
And Griffey was a better defender than Bonds.
Oh, God, yes. Griffey might be the best center fielder ever defensively, too. Like, what are we talking about? So, like, the thing about that, though, Bonds upset about them taking his shine, and Griffey kind of got his taken away on that. But like these guys,
Griffey's the one who brought that to light.
Terry, if you'll look at all the good hitters, the lefty-handed hitters, if you remember, Bonds had that super protective gear on his arm, and he would stick his head in the zone. If you look at Pete Rose, look at Tony Gwynn, all of them have their heads pretty much in that. Their heads are almost in that top left corner of the strike zone. All of them are in. Their heads are in it. So it's something you might want to look at. Those guys with the good hitters, their heads are almost in the strike zone. And Bonds was in that, and then he had that protective gear on, and then he started doing the roids to get that extra 40 feet of home run in that 1 year. But I'm saying if he would have just hit like one, if he wouldn't have broke McGuire's record, I think we wouldn't be talking about how awesome Barry Bonds was. Like, that was a really good year. He almost broke it, and he did it. But since he broke it, now we're talking about how Austin was and not King Griffey Jr. at all. Is that not making some sense that we don't even talk about Griffey in that sense? He had like 3 or 4 straight 50 home run seasons.
Yeah. Trout had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The most strikeouts King Griffey Jr. ever had in a year, he twice had 121 strikeouts. Mike Trout's had 7 seasons where he's had more than that, including a season he had 184, led the league.
Yeah, people used to complain about Griffey striking out too much. I remember that, and it was only 120.
He hit 56 home runs back to back.
Well, Chip, my stat, Tom, you talking about the Triple Crown there. Chip, my favorite stat has always been, you got Mike Trout's stats up there. 300, 30 homers, 100 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
Pujols did that like 10 straight seasons.
Yeah.
Mike Trout never did it once.
Yeah.
So there's your Triple Crown, and we're talking the Triple Crown stuff. The Griffey stuff, 49. It was 49, 56, 56 of 48 in 4 straight years there. Then a 40 before, to 48 and 48 behind it, and a year of 17 in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 8 years he had more than 40 home runs.
Has he ever played in a playoff series?
Griffey?
No.
Trout.
One. He went 0 for 1, struck out twice. 0 for 2. No, 0 for 2, struck out twice.
Was that like a one-game play-in thing?
You know that the Major League Baseball, I think it was a 3-game series. I may have been. I may be wrong on that.
How's he only got one at bat?
No, it's like here. Pull it up. You on Trout? It's got his. I get to it.
I couldn't.
I'm trying to get to remember the exact.
I got to get my Google machine up. I always forget that.
It's sitting right in front of me.
I know it.
Postseason batting against the Kansas City Royals in 2014. That's it. Lost 0-3. 3 games, 15 plate appearances, 12 at bats. Had
1 hit.
1 hit. 1 home run. It was a home run.
The greatest player ever had 1 hit and 15 postseason at bats.
Batted 083. I can't make much of room to talk. Our
Chip, he has 1 more hit than everybody at this table in the postseason. What are you talking about? He's like the greatest player. Pete Rose ain't in the Hall of Fame. Terry Barry Bonds ain't in the Hall of Fame. Mark McGwire ain't in the Hall of Fame. But this Joker's the greatest player ever. Has 1 hit in his career.
I was going to say Judge hadn't done much better in the playoffs, I guess.
He's got more than 1 hit.
I was getting ready to say him or Ohtani. Either one.
Ohtani's like 23 years old, Terry.
I'm sorry. Neither one of them didn't anything last year.
What do you have against? What do you have against Ohtani?
I ain't got nothing
because he's
against
not
him.
American?
I'm just
Is that
when
what it
he
is?
mentioned Judge, I brought up Ohtani. Ohtani didn't do nothing last year neither.
Terry, your xenophobia.
He did win a world championship last year.
Here's
well, no, his players won him a world championship. He won nothing.
Which he has won.
He won nothing.
Nobody can hit anymore.
MLB teams hitting at least 250.
Nobody.
All of them were in 2006. Only 6 teams last year hit 250.
That's a boring game.
That's embarrassing.
I mean, it's just.
What are they going to do in 10 years when these Hall of Fame numbers come up, and they're trying to tell you these guys batting 220, and then look at me, Terry, and say Ozzie Smith couldn't hit.
Yeah.
It's just.
Ozzie Smith's getting to be a better hitter every day now.
Well, you got too many baseball daddies out there. Take the first pitch. I mean, it's just stupid, man. It's just their approach. And I remember when Willie Greens was out there talking to me about his son's batting. He goes, son, once you I'm talking. He said, once you go 0-1, once you're 0-1, your batting average drops like 50 points. So why are you taking a strike?
Why would you not?
Because okay, right here, baseball daddy, take a strike, son. Go ahead and get behind in the count. No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
That is the dumbest approach.
It's more.
That is the dumbest. Kevin, you know a little something.
I agree 100% with Tom on this.
Kevin,
it's not that.
Kevin,
I ain't taking any strikes.
When are you going to get a fastball?
Right. First pitch.
You're
first 2
get
pitches.
A fastball.
First 2 pitches.
Or 1-0. You're going to get a fastball 0-0 or 1-0.
If I get in there and I swing at the first pitch, nobody knows who I am. If I at least wait,
nobody knows who you are.
I got more time for people to know who I am.
You're an idiot.
You're
Terry,
going to see my face
it's
more.
An idiot. It's just such.
Did he just say take
idiot.
a pitch so people can see his face?
That's what it's about.
I can't do that.
I don't know if I would agree. That is definitely not the reasoning I would use, Terry, to try to justify my argument.
I mean, come on.
Hey, Chip, I got one for you. How about putting your head straight in the strike zone? How about Don Mattingly?
There you go.
Look at it. He's buried down in there.
That was before the back injury.
I bet his head and hands are right on the edge of that strike zone.
I will say that if you get up on that plate on me like that and take away my slot, you better be swinging at that inside pitcher. It's a strike.
Oh, I'm calling everything on pitch. I agree with you. Everybody that puts his toes on that white line, if the catcher catches it, I'm calling it a strike, boys.
There was a guy.
Don't dodge out the way.
Then I called it inside strike. He looked back at me. I said, "Get off the plate." He said, "What?" I said, "Get off the plate." If you don't want that call, because I'm calling it every time. Well, it's inside. I don't care where it is. I can't see it. You're in the way.
Did you say how many seasons Griffey was 30, 100, and 300?
I didn't look up Griffey's.
He's had 3 of those seasons.
Yeah.
And there's multiple seasons. Obviously, he had over 40 home runs, 50 a couple of seasons with over 50. But yeah, 3 seasons he went 30, 100, and 300.
What about Bond?
But that's the reason why I don't. I'm
not counting his Giants years. Go ahead, Tom.
I don't try to call no stupid pitch that far outside because then they get up on the plate. So I'm going to tell you, if I'm not calling that pitch way outside, don't get up on a plate.
Ozzie Smith, a career, Terry. You know what was his batting average? What's your guess?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ozzie,
probably like 303.
No, Tom. Yeah, it wasn't that good. No, they said he wasn't a good hitter. And he wasn't that great. It's 262.
Bonds had 2 of those
But
years
he's-
as a Pirate.
But he's better than 24 Major League Baseball teams.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we were told for decades that Ozzie Smith was a poor hitter. Well, he stole like 100 bases a couple. But anyway, we're looking at these 6 teams batting over 250 in baseball today. Just awful, awful, awful. I don't.
It's not fun to watch.
No, it's not. All right, Chip, here's the question of the day.
Okay.
100-yard shot, 96 yards over a giant tree. Ever seen one of these before? Been on a course like this? There's one in Myrtle Beach on a par 4 that's like this, but not. I'm trying to remember if I've played a par 3 like this or not. I swear I have, but I can't remember where.
You know what that looks like? Looks like firewood to me.
That
tree.
That reminds me of the old tree that was in front of the green on the number 2, the par 5 at Riverbend. It was like you couldn't go for the green in 2 there. You've got to bail out to the right.
Why should you not have that? It's obstacles. You
I
gotta
like
get
it.
around them.
That's
I like it.
What is an obstacle?
I don't know.
we need to destroy that obstacle.
Chip, where are you hitting there? I'm pulling the 60-degree wedge.
I can't hit a 60
My
degree.
60 goes exactly 100. So.
I'll get.
And it goes over the tree.
I'm
so.
choking down on a pitching wedge. I'm going to choke down on a pitching wedge and try to elevate it a little bit.
I'm going to punch a 3-iron.
I don't have a very high.
I'm probably not. I'm probably hitting at the tree where I got a little chip shot.
Yeah, my 52. I could probably if Chip, I'd probably safely hit the my gap wedge and hit it soft. I'm just worried I'd sail the green with it. Is my only thing.
You want a more lofted wedge like that just to get the trajectory to clear the tree.
Yeah, my 60 will get over
soft.
I'd feel 100% confident with the 60 on that, but I would just be like, it may be short, a few yards, just on depending on what the flag is. That's my only thing. Is like, but anyway, that's just an interesting shot. I thought
that's a very, very unique course design, right there.
Hey, Tom says just punch the 3-iron.
That's what I would do. I mean, I haven't played golf.
That's not a bad idea. Run. Well, depending on how short the grass is in front of the green, run it up with a 7-iron.
All right, here's an absurd top 10 list of NFL quarterbacks of all time.
I don't disagree with the first 2, but everything after that is absurd. Everything after that is stupid.
They got Brady 1, Montana 2, Manning 3, Mahomes 4, Aaron Rodgers 5,
No.
Brees 6, Dan Marino 7, Elway 8, Favre 9, and Johnny Unitas
They've got
10.
They got Brett Favre in front of Johnny Unitas. That's crazy.
So what I did was go back and make my Mount Rushmores 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll see what you guys think.
There's only 4 people on Mount Rushmore.
I made 5 Mount Rushmores. I built a lot of.
Okay.
I built a lot of.
I
of
agree,
mountains.
I agree with your first one.
Bradshaw.
First one, I got Brady, Montana, Mahomes, and Unitas.
I agree with
Number 2, Elway, Bradshaw, Staubach, and Marino. Number 3, I messed up. I got Marino twice, and I can't remember who I was supposed to put in there. So we're gonna go 7 out of 8 on that one. Marino, Aitman, Peyton, and Breeze. Then Rodgers, Favre, Young, and Warner. Stabler, Eli, Big Ben, and Starr. Terry, anybody want to move up or down?
Yeah, I'm moving Eli up and bringing Rodgers back down.
All right.
4 and 5. Eli did win 2 Super Bowls where Rodgers won 1.
Well, I don't have Ken Stabler on there. Should he be on there? Bart Starr. I got Starr at the bottom.
You
got Stabler at the bottom.
Well, I did get Stabler. Okay.
I would do.
Those are the
few different.
Yeah. Anybody on the top 4 though?
I would probably take Marino down a few. He would not be on number 3. No, there's no way. He is good, but he never led nobody nowhere.
He led a team to a couple of Super Bowls.
Okay, so he
Marino
got there.
won.
So he got there.
The year before is David Woodley.
Is that when they played the Niners? Okay, sorry. I thought the year they played the Niners.
No, they played the Niners. It was Marino, wasn't it? And then 2 years before they played the Redskins.
Okay,
It's
you're right.
Hard
You're
to,
right.
It's hard to take away from your
And
top.
they were last in the league in passing.
Except
then they
Marino's
drafted
just
Marino.
too high up.
Yeah, that's why they drafted him. And remember, they wouldn't have got Marino, but there was all the cocaine allegations.
Well, yeah,
that's how they fell to that.
Have you watched that 30 for 30? That's the best one. From Elway to Marino about that draft. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
I love that one. That's
I'm
my
sitting
favorite
here
one.
trying to talk and everybody talking in front of.
I'm sorry. Were you saying
It's
something?
Okay.
We're sorry. We're obstacles to
We're obstacles to your thoughts. What was you gonna say, Terry? What was you gonna say?
No, I just got cut off. I don't like being cut off.
Oh
What
my
a
gosh!
baby.
That's so sad.
The children in here. How about
you? No wonder Kyle Busch and Draymond are your favorite players and
Chip?
favorite.
A 600 61-yard par 5, and this guy got there in 2. Driver. Cool. Poltergeist, whatever his name is.
Pot guider.
With a shot 2 off the deck, driver off the deck, he hit it 323 onto the green.
What does he do? He's the LIV guy.
I think he parred the hole.
Oh, of course
no,
he
I'm
did.
just playing. I don't know.
No, he played. This is at the Mexico Open. This is on the tour today.
So yeah, this is you're gonna have to.
He's 4 shots clear right now, but there's a lot of golf
661 yard.
189 miles an hour. Wow.
Yeah.
Par 5.
Get out of the way. That
Yeah.
you would be dead.
Yeah.
That ball hit you. It would kill
No
you.
faster than a race car going. Daytona or Talladega.
So you're going to stand in front of a race car going in Daytona or Talladega?
That would be funny seeing somebody hit a golf ball at the same time as a race car came
See
by.
which one got there the quickest.
Yeah. That's good.
Put something out there about 100 yards, a screen or something, which I'm blew it first. How about with temperatures in the 20s down in Atlanta? Cup garages are heating their garages this week because of they want to get the engines messed up overnight, and the engine builders are down there putting in propane tanks and everything else, heating their little areas, keeping all the oil from, I guess, goggling up back here. Oh, Tom, I got something for you. I forgot about this.
Oh, I forgot.
This is funny. Tom's favorite quarterback this week talking about.
Oh my God!
This is talking about Tampa Bay. This is awesome. I got to send this to Andre.
I'm going into the Bucs facility in the middle of COVID, training my butt off, like knowing that the world is shut down. But I see signs of TB12 being built in the middle of COVID. I said, now how in the hell are they able to build a TB12 in the middle of COVID? And nothing.
So he's talking about his workout facilities.
Nothing is announced yet. But I'm going to the facility still. I'm like, man, I'm going to get a chance to work with Tom Brady. Oh, my goodness, it's going to be amazing. And then breaking news. Tom Brady has just signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm just sitting there like, I knew that TB12. There don't nothing happen by coincidence. I'm sitting there getting my life, and I'm going through it with my dad. I just been broke an NFL record with 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Ain't nobody gonna ever break that ever.
Now that's funny. That's funny.
That's a good. Hey, everyone's proud of the only records they have. Okay,
that's right.
I'm pissed the state put Bessemer back in the conference of Shelby over here. I thought I was gonna have that one for a while. They gotta pay Steve some more.
Happy birthday, Steve DeGree, by the way. Happy birthday this week.
It's all right, Terry. Tell us a little about this fella.
And there goes Dorsett.
Yeah.
Look out.
So why does nobody ever bring him and Emmett up, Terry, when we talk about the running back?
I always bring Tony Dorsett up. He's the first guy for a 99-yard touchdown against.
Well, you're about to see it here on this next play.
Yeah.
Right here.
Bam. Adios and have a good day.
And at the 20, he's gone.
That's right.
Good block. Good block.
He's some long strides.
He stepped out of bounds right there.
No, he didn't.
But I saw these highlights popped up this week. They were talking about how they've given out your centers retired. Was it Frederick or whatever retired?
Yeah.
And Zach Martin retired. And let's talk about the lines and everything. And they were showing some running backs. I'm like, there they go. Not giving Dorsett and Emmett any credit right there.
Not giving him any love.
No, it was the lineman. It was whatever that dude.
That's like Dallas now. Rico Dowdy, we don't know what we're going to do with him. And I'm like, what are you doing? He was a 1,000-yard rush for us. Give him some money. Make him stay.
Give him somebody that'll block for him.
My God,
Y'all,
what
your
are we
line
doing?
looks like it's in shambles right now.
All right, the president announced that of no men playing in women's sports now across the country is executive order. The Maine governor decided to get a little mouthy with. Did you see this one, Tom? Over transgenders, the Maine governor wants to argue with him. So this is how this went.
The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Not here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with the state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. and enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
He sued her the next day. Like, come on now. What is she fighting over? Like, I want this dude in here with these girls. Like, what is she fighting over?
I don't know. I mean, I just you want to die on the
Pick
hill.
your battle.
You want to die on the hill of letting Leah Thomas win a swimming competition. Okay, I mean that's why you're going to lose elections. I mean, you're not until they realize that their woke wing is killing them. They're not. It's not going to change, man. It's just when people hear that, they're like, I'd vote for anybody except that person.
Dak Prescott is now the 4th oldest starting quarterback in the NFL. That's how long it's been.
Every time I think of that, it makes me mad. But Dallas has got a great benefit with the salary cap going up, so here's our chance to keep Micah Parsons. So,
almost everybody on the Mavericks lineup is now formerly Nike or a Nike player. Darrell Armstrong was arrested this week, local player. I don't know all the details. And how about Duke or Louisville tricking Duke? Louisville women lined up on the wrong side on purpose, Terry, and they get an easy layup.
Very, very strong in the third quarter.
I guess those Duke weren't the top ACT scores.
I was about to say, were those the ones that got in on athletic scholarship or I thought Duke was supposed to be academic school there, Tom, and excellence.
Is that not hard to believe that a coach would let them go to the wrong side? Like nobody over there knowing?
I'm not surprised.
I've seen it before.
Come on.
Not at all, Tom.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I think I had one. Oh, there's the Griffey Trout commercial. I know that's fake.
Dang. That swing is almost as good as mine.
Yeah? You think you still got it? All you. See what you got. Wow, not bad. For only one MVP. Here's how a 3-time winner does it.
Now, isn't that the saddest thing of all time? And so, like we talked about with Cam Newton and his MVP vote and the kicker chip, I will always, anything, when people say I won the MVP or somebody won the MVP, I always like to correct them and say he was voted.
Yeah.
MVP. Anybody can win a vote, but you're not going to sit there and tell me that dude's better than King Griffey Jr. Whatever advanced stats you ever want to make up the rest of you guys' careers, not happening, ever will happen.
I want to see who else got MVPs in the 90s other than him in the American League.
American League? Terry, you got any thoughts on that? Tom, you're an Indians fan. Who all got all the MVPs?
Juan Gonzalez
Jim
got
told
him.
me ever got one. I don't know.
I'm going over to look at it.
We was no good in the 90s, so there's no use.
There's no Royals.
Yeah, there's no use of me getting in on that conversation.
Was it like Yankees players? Like who? Juan Gonzalez? Frank Thomas?
Maybe.
Big Frank? Frank was a football player, and he was kind of soft. And all right, I had one more. I'm trying to find it before we go. But anyway, I think that's about it for the show. I got to play this one for Tom. Go ahead, Terry. Finish it.
Well, we was talking about.
I'm just glad you're here now.
Yeah, the ACC. Yeah, the ACC. We went back and we was thinking about how everybody in the ACC quad one wins. I kind of did a little survey. You take Duke, Clemson, SMU, UNC, Pitt, and Wake. That's the top of the lineup in the ACC. They are 16-37 against quad one teams. The bottom half is 8-65. The total for the ACC against quad one wins is 24 wins and 102 losses. So when people talk about how many the ACC is going to get in, it's probably not going to be many.
All right, folks, that'll do it. We'll see you next Saturday. Shock Joxx, KDCBroadcasting.com.
Only incredible can, cause I see you with chosen breed. You don't see me like me, cause I am the reason you do what you do when you wanna do me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. you know me, 'cause that's who I am.
Speed Queen, Speed Queen, and Speed Queen. We just named the top 3 manufacturers of washers and dryers. It's all Speed Queen. And they're waiting for you at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Top load and front load models to